Good evening, everybody, and welcome to high school football here, a Friday night contest as the Wave play host of the Troy Trojans. Alex Warner, I'll be joined later on by Tim Cundiff as we bring you tonight's GWOC North action. With us here on Coach's Corner, as always, head coach Aaron Schaefer. And Coach, this is a tall order with a tough Troy ball club coming in tonight.
Yeah, you know, the Trojans are playing good football right now, coming in 7-1. You know, Matt Burbacher and his dad Charlie have done a real nice job of building their program back up to probably what some of the old timers might remember the Troy teams as being. So, you know, it is a tall order, but it's a traditional opponent that we have an opportunity to go play. And you know, every week there's somebody jumps up on a Saturday afternoon or a Friday night and knocks off one of the big ones. So, you know, why not tonight?
Why not tonight? Let's talk a little bit. Just this is a ball club, your team. Over the course of the year, have you seen the progress you'd like to see, especially in some of the younger players, and then about your senior class, which was honored here tonight as senior night?
Hey, you know, you're always, as a coach, you're always evaluating if the kids are going forward in terms of their development and things like that. We were already a young team, and through injuries, we become a little bit younger, you know, week by week. But, you know, overall, we're pleased with the physical development and the mental development through the schemes and whatnot. You know, you got some we got to continue to grow, you know, through the rest of this year and into next year with some of the finer things with the option offense and getting lined up and making plays on defense. So yeah, you know, we've moved forward. You know, the competition, you know, increases dramatically in our schedule whenever you get into a GWOC schedule, or even next year when we start, you know, thinking about MVL stuff. You know, you got to be ready to play. And you know, but I am pleased with the way our kids have grown. You know, our seniors, it's crazy to think that they're gone. You know, this is their last time coming out here onto Harmon Field, and you know, seeing some of those kids grow and develop into the young men that they are and future leaders in our community. And I'm really proud of all those guys and what they've been able to do on a football field, and most importantly in the classroom and the things that they do outside of sports, and the fine young men that they are.
Yeah, and this is a group you've had basically from 7th grade through in your program.
Yeah, they've been through for, you know, go through 6 years of what we're doing, and you know, they're not a big group. There's not a bunch of them, but they're a bunch of hardworking kids that have a lot of pride in their school and their community, and they'll come out here tonight and lead these younger guys, you know, onto the field and hopefully show them the way to a victory tonight. And we're just pleased for those kids and their families and all the things that they've done for our program.
Very good. We're going to switch subjects just a little bit now. Congratulations. Just in the paper today and just came out. New position coming up here in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, it'd be a transition. You know, I'm honored to be selected as the next athletic director to follow Dusty as he moves on to better things for him and his family. You know, it's a little bittersweet. You know, the job requirements of athletic director and football coach don't exactly mesh up. So, you know, you really can't do both, because the time commitment and the work commitment to either job requires so much that if you're trying to do both, something's going to get shortchanged. And we certainly don't want to do that. You know, I'm really proud to have the opportunity to continue to move our athletic department forward and continue to work with our young kids in a different capacity. You know, I'll be honest, it's been a whirlwind couple of days, you know, between talking with the team and community members, and then, you know, with some of my students in class. It's going to be a big change for everybody, but we're excited for the opportunity, and we're really looking forward to it.
Well, I think the community is looking forward to you stepping in that role. The hometown boy makes good. You're going to miss Friday nights?
Yeah, I will, but I won't be totally gone. I'll still have a lot. I'll have other duties, but come kickoff, I'll be somewhere close and be able to assist and do the things that we got to do. But yeah, you know, it's football's been a big part of my life from the time that I was a young player, pee-wee player out back here. So it is going to be a change, but I'm excited and looking forward to it.
Well, I know the community and the fans and everybody wish you well on that, and thank you for everything you've done, because sometimes success isn't measured entirely on the football field. It's how these kids grow and how, as they leave the high school, what they do later in life. And we certainly appreciate what you've done for them. Let's get a win here tonight, okay? Okay, thank you. We'll be back in just a minute with Tim Cundiff. The fact is, I think, hey, Tim, we'll get Tim in here right now. Ty House isn't here tonight. Ty's on assignment, I think, with Fox Sports 1, if I'm not mistaken, somehow down in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
I'd really like to know how he pulled that job. That's a great thing for that guy.
Yeah, that's a plum job. So, Tim, let's talk a little bit about, you've seen the Wave play this year, and you've done some ball games on the website or whatever podcast, whatever you call it.
The early bird, yeah. We're doing a lot of those, and Coach Blumenstock and I've got a chance to see Greenville play, and we really like what we've seen out of our offense. Just love to see them finish. We get down into the red zone and just things happen. Is it a fumble? Do we just get stopped? I like to see them finish a little bit more. That's something that I'd like to see tonight.
Yeah, we shoot ourselves in the foot quite a bit, either penalties or inopportune fumbles. Maybe miss a block here and bad things happen. That this Troy ball club comes in, we've got our work cut out because they're not only 5th offensively in the GWAC, but they're the number 1 ranked defensive team in the entire league.
Oh, they've got a fellow on their team that has 170 some tackles so far this season, and that's going to be tough. We got Eldridge out tonight. He's got an elbow injury, so we're going to see a lot of Tony Sells, and he's got his work cut out for him. Same with Damari Ewing. So the defense is going to test our offense tonight. So.
Yeah, and we're defensively looking at the other way around. Our defense right now is ranked 18th out of 20 in the league. And, boy, we've got our hands full tonight because they've got the number 1 rusher in the league and the number 2 quarterback in the league, this Troy Ball Club.
Hey, Sam Jackson is on fire. He's a big guy. He's fast. He's going to come through that line, and our linebackers better be ready to hit.
Yeah, I think you mean Jaden Colt Bishop as the running back. Yeah, he's got almost 1,400 yards, yeah. And then this Braden Seiler, 2nd in the league in passing.
Seiler's looking good. He's a big guy. He's going to be he's not much throwing it, but he really does a good job of managing a game. He's going to be calm out there. He's going to lead these guys, and Greenville's got to probably get a couple bodies on him. If we have any chance of rattling their offense, we got to get some bodies on them early.
Well, yeah, we're glad you could join us here tonight at Harmon Field. Senior night, we had an introduction of not only the football players, but some of the athletes and cheerleaders from different sports. And this is a traditional rival here with the Troy Trojans coming into town. And, we're definitely an underdog, but hopefully we can put together a good ball game, be real competitive, and who knows, let's see what happens. We'll be back in just a minute here as we take a look at some more pregame activities here as you watch high school football here on the Wave. Channel 5, we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Harmon Field, ladies and gentlemen, on high school football on a Friday night here on the Wave Channel 5. Alex Warner along with Tim Cundiff, glad you could join us here.
Hey, thank you so much,
as the Wave take on a strong and talented Troy Trojan ball club. Troy comes in 7-1 overall, 3-0 in GWAC North play. Wave are 3-5 and 0-3 in GWAC North, and it's going to be a real tough ball game for this green and white team tonight here, Tim.
Hey, you know what? Greenville's coming off. They're on a 3-game losing streak, and we're coming up against one of the best defenses in the GWAC. Troy's got a 3-game winning streak going, so we've got our work cut out for us tonight, Alex.
We've come out on the field here, and as you listen to the pregame show, head coach Aaron Schaefer in his 7th year at the helm has this game, and then next week as they travel up to Shelby County at Sydney before assuming the athletic director's position for the entire school district. And we'll have our halftime guest today is going to be athletic director Dusty Yinks, who will be leaving to assume a new position. We'll talk to Dusty a little bit about his future. So mixed emotions if you're a Wave fan or a Wave ball player here tonight, knowing your coach is going to be moving on after these next 2 games.
I'll tell you what, Alex, I've got a chance back in the 90s to play football and baseball with Coach Schaefer, and it doesn't surprise me that he assumed another leadership position in the program at athletic director. I think that's going to trickle down, and we're going to see our program flourish. He's currently a math teacher over at the middle school, and Doug Freeze. I've got a quote from Freeze that says that he's very pleased with the candidate they selected, and they think that Aaron has tremendous passion and enthusiasm, and they're looking forward to seeing him out there as a athletic director.
Yeah. We'll talk about that situation and more as the game progresses tonight. Troy won the toss tonight and elected to defer, and so Greenville will receive the opening kickoff. Wave in their traditional forest green uniforms trimmed in white, and Troy in the red and silver that they've worn proudly over the years over there in Miami County. And Wave will be traveling left to right on your television set, and back to receive the kick is going to be Marcus Woods along with John Butch, as they have all year long, and we'll see what we can do here tonight.
Tell you what, Marcus Wood
having a great season
for some
and
reason,
John Butch is too.
Well, Marcus Wood, he likes to play that kickoff off of bounce. And last week I saw him play one off of bounce, take it 2 yards deep into the end zone before we're coming out. Here we go.
And the kick comes down. It's going to be Woods, and it's going to roll out of the end zone. And so automatically, Wave will receive a 1st and 10, and the ball will be set up at the 25-yard line of Greenville. And here comes that number 1 ranked defense for Troy's Trojans. Troy under the direction of Matt Burbacher. His father, a longtime coach at Tip City, and his father now in retirement is helping as, I think, defensive coordinator for the Trojans right now.
That's not a bad guy to have on your sideline.
That's not a bad guy with all that experience. Well, Wave come out with Tyler Bikey at quarterback. Bikey, for the season, comes into tonight's play. 913 yards passing, 190 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns against 9 interceptions. In the backfield with him is going to be Damari Ewing. Is Landon Eldridge out tonight? And here's Ewing, and boy, he's dropped for about a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, defense collapsed on that dive play right there. Not much of actually a loss for the Wave on that one.
Yeah, lost a yard right there. Landon Eldridge out with that elbow injury. This is the second time in 3 games that Landon unable to play. And he has 969 yards. He only needs 31 yards to reach the 1,000-yard mark. So hopefully he'll be ready to go in that final game next week up at Sydney. Well, Bikey looks over the sideline here as the play is called in as we face a 2nd and 11. Ball at the Wave own 19-yard line here. Have wide receivers split wide right and left, and in motion comes Wood, and Bikey keeps it, plows ahead, gets maybe 2, possibly 3, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
Well, looks like they went right back to that same dive again. Not much success with that, but
Troy brought a pretty good crowd over on the east stands there, didn't they?
Yeah, they bring a strong crowd every sport.
This is senior night, and we'll talk a little bit about that as the telecast goes on here. Little misty and rainy earlier, and it's kind of dried up, and umbrellas away, and Wave have a 3rd and 8 at their own 21-yard line. Bikey rolls out. Has him, Marcus Woods. Nice pass.
There we go. That's a 1st down for the Wave right there. It looked like he found a little spot in between the defense.
Yeah, nice route run by Marcus Woods, and Tyler just lobbed it in there. When he let go of it, I thought there was nobody there, and all of a sudden Marcus popped into the picture. And Wave pick up about 10 yards and have a 1st down
we got to
at
see
their own 32.
We got to see Marcus's closing speed on the baseball field, and it shows right here on the football field as well.
Yeah, he's pretty quick. Also the point guard in basketball, here's the snap. Ewing with it, tries to get outside and does. He's going to pick up about 5-6 yards here. Nice spin move, and finally brought down about the 37-yard line, a gain of 5.
Well, I'll tell you what, defense went ahead and kept stringing him out. DeMar made a couple moves. He was able to get a couple of positive yards on that run.
It'll bring up a 2nd and, they haven't moved it ahead. Penalty on the play, holding. I think he tried to get outside around left end. We must have had a hold out there, and that's too bad. That'll negate a 5-yard gain, and it's going to back us up 10 yards there.
See, like we were talking about in the pregame, Alex.
Inopportune penalties at the wrong time. And so Troy, of course, will accept the penalty. And wait a minute, what did they do here? They're just leaving the ball at the 32?
Did it get declined? Oh, here they're marking.
No, they're finally marking it off. I was going to say, everybody's staying in the original line of scrimmage. I thought, well, that can't be right. They take it back to about the 27, so it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And this will bring up a 1st and looks like about 14, ball back at the Wave 28-yard line.
Maybe we're going to try to get it out to the outside this time. I don't think we have much luck up the middle.
2 backs in the backfield along with Bikey. I can't think, Tim, how many times this year have we taken a snap under center? Everything's been shotgun formation.
I would say I could count them on both hands if we've done it.
That's about right. That's about right. We'll split out wide right here. We have –
is that Tony Sell? Nope, that's 33.
We have Butch out here along with – I can't see who that is. Here it is over the middle of us, Marcus Woods. Marcus catches it and gets about looks about maybe 9 yards, gets the chunk of that back, and this will bring up a 2nd down. That's good positive yardage there. Well, Bikey's connected with Woods 2 times here in the early going. Brings up a 2nd. We'll call it a long 5 ball at the 36-yard line.
Tony Sells in the backfield for the Wave this time with Damari Ewing.
Tony played quite a bit in the backfield last week. We're kind of hurting. I mean, we've lost Micah Light for the entire season at linebacker. Hayden Sharp's out the rest of the season. Had a really good season for a junior. And Tony Sells has filled in capably. But, and Eldridge isn't there tonight, so we've lost 3 linebackers. Oh, man. Boy, he saw that play develop. took it out here to the left flank to Marcus Woods, and Marcus paid the price. That's a loss of about 1, and that'll bring up a third, and we'll call it a long 6.
That was a great pass, great completion, a great tackle, great play all the way around, completely legal hit.
Yeah, and a loss of 1 yard for the green and white. We have 3 receivers split wide right here, and the backfield is just Ewing along with Bikey now. So we have Fletcher out here along with Butch and Wood.
Looks like I got number 5 for the defense, Sam Jackson, on the corner there. Look.
Going to set up a little screen. Here we go. Get it to Ewing. Here we got blockers. How about this? A great call. And Ewing pounds ahead for a first down. Good call by the coaching staff.
There we go. We're attacking that side. Maybe we're going to see what we can do against that corner.
Yeah, that was, I tell you what, that was set up well. A lot of times in high school, you just don't see the coordination getting everybody in the right place for those screen passes, and sometimes bad things happen. Not that time. Right. So a good call and good execution. The Wave have moved into Troy territory, 1st and 10 at the Troy 47. 8:43 as Ewing went out of bounds. We've done a nice job moving the ball down the field. That's their second first down they picked up here in the early going.
And I don't think Troy's been as aggressive as they have been. I think they're just kind of see what Greenville's going to do before they.
Hey, this is Ewing. Boy, he swarmed that time. Got a little more aggressive that time, didn't they?
No, yeah. They came in on a rush there. Number 20 for Troy. That was Blake Burton on the first hit at the line of scrimmage.
That's a loss of 3 back right on the midfield stripe, and so 2nd and 13 for Greenville. Keep an eye out on Sam Jackson, like Tim said in the pregame show. This young man has piled up tackles right and left. They also have young man Weston Smith, a cornerback, defensive back, who's second tied for second in the GWalk in interceptions with 4 behind Marcus Woods of the green and white. This is Bikey back for his 3rd pass of the night. Overthrows, had a man out there and got a little too high. Intended that time for Colton Zumbrum.
He's a big target. I'd like to see them throw it to him more tonight. It looks like we may have a mismatch, Colton versus that corner out there. That was at number 35 on the corner for Troy, Elijah King. So I think we might have a mismatch out that way.
Troy coming in, as Tim said, 3-game win streak in GWalk North play. They've pretty much dominated Butler along with Tip, and then also Butler, Tip, and who did I leave out?
Sydney,
yes. Beat Sydney last week 38-19, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Well, this is 3rd and 13. Troy brings a blitz up the middle. Bikey, like to get rid of it. Hits Woods. This could go for big yardage, but boy, good tackle in the open field.
He's still
going. Oh, my gosh. How about this? How about Marcus to the hole?
Don't touch him.
Yes, sir.
Go.
Marcus to the house.
Good
I
job,
thought
Tamari.
he was stopped on the sideline, and a 47-yard touchdown stuns the Troy staff. Oh, my.
That's big time.
I thought for sure he was stopped on the sideline, and all of a sudden he broke loose and made a nice move, and with his speed and moves, that left that safety alone on an island and no rescue in sight.
Here's where with the momentum's with us. We're beating one of the big dogs in the conference. We need to capitalize on this momentum. Oh, my goodness.
How about a 50-yard pass play? And they had big rush. That's what opened that up. There wasn't anybody in the middle. They rushed everybody. Bikey, a nice job of getting rid of it under pressure. And Marcus then, tremendous move along the sideline. The Wave up, 6-0. And in here now, Ethan Flannery. And Flannery's had a good year, 20 of 24 in extra points. Let's see if we can get one more. So with 7:43 to go in the first quarter, Greenville goes 80 yards down the field and tries to convert the extra point. Troy lines up offside, so let's see. Will that change the thinking? Probably not.
No.
Going to go for the extra point. They only moved it from the 3 to the 1.5 yard line. So
tell you what, I had envisioned us having a heck of a drive and scoring, but that's way better than whatever I could have imagined.
Man, I hope you have good dreams the rest of the game too. Here, you know.
We'll hope for it, man.
That was Manwich, right? Is that what you said? Had Manwich before you came in here?
That's right. That's what's getting me going this evening.
Well, here's a good snap. Kicks up. Oh, he missed it left.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Hooked it to the left. Everything was just a tad off right there. Well, hey, we've played a little over 4 minutes here, and the Wave in the opening possession go 80 yards and take a 6-0 lead. We'll be back with the kickoff here in just a minute as you listen to high school football on the Wave, Channel 5. Alex Warner along with Tim Cundiff here as you watch high school football on the Wave Channel 5. Senior night here at Harmon Field. And I'd like to mention the seniors playing their last home game for the green and white. Matt Boland, number 42. Caleb Browder, number 26. Number 19, Braden Cattell, excuse me. Landon Eldridge scores 34 and inactive tonight due to that elbow injury. Damari Ewing's run the ball 3 or 4 times here in the early going. Number 7, Nathan Fry at center, number 60. Number 87 is Jacob Goldsmith. We'll call his number quite a bit. Number 15, Micah Light, and unfortunately, Micah out for the year with that knee injury. Number 50, Drew Quinn. Drew's had a really good good year this year, playing that defensive line. Number 10, Ethan Saylor, and then one of the wide receivers and defensive backs, number 16, Colton Zumbrum. Well, Tim, we got off to a good start. Here's the kick. We put it on the ground.
Whip kick. Here we go. 30. Picked it up.
Number 30 for Troy with it.
It's Jacob Shoup.
And Shoup's going to come back the other way, still going. Trying a little bit of Marcus Wood there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Finally, they swarm tackled at the 35-yard line. That's where Troy will start. Number 30 for Troy. We'll have to look this up here as the game goes on.
That's Jacob Shoup. All right, here comes Greenville's defense is out there now. Looking good.
Let's see what the Wave can do. We need to make some stops. A lot of times we try to make too many arm tackles, to be quite honest, and we just don't put anybody, stick them, put them on the ground like the old time in your classes with Lance Regal and some of those guys, right?
Some of those guys didn't care about what they're going to do to their bodies as long as they got a body on the quarterback or the running back. So.
Well, the star of this ball club is going to be the running back, and that's going to be Jaden Culp Bishop, and you'll hear his name called a lot. Hey, how about that? Stopped him for no game.
Stop. There we go. 29. That's Tony Sells, isn't it?
Yep. Number 8, Jaden Colt Bishop, comes in tonight. Number 1 rusher in GWalk play, 1,340 yards coming into tonight. And then the quarterback is Braden Seiler, and Seiler wears number 11. He's second in the league in passing statistics. Well, maybe we caught Troy a little unawares here and off their game. Seiler keeps it.
Seiler.
And he picks up about 7 yards to the Troy 42.
87. That's Goldsmith on the
Jacob
tackle
Goldsmith,
there.
yeah.
All right. So Seiler, he's going to come off a game. His last game at Centerville, it was a 35-20 win. He had 287 yards passing, 4 TDs. He had 1 pick last week, so he's coming off a heck of a game.
Seiler has a man open. Oh, wait. Point is intercepted by Goldsmith, and he drops it, and I think we got it back. So, I think Greenville recovered, didn't we? Yes.
That ball was picked off, and then as Goldsmith was running, the ball was knocked loose, fumbled, but then we recovered our fumble.
Right.
Momentum's back with us, folks.
Well, that was a fortuitous chain of events right there because he had his man open as he made a move upfield, knocked loose, and the ball popped right into the hands of Goldsmith.
Is this just me, or all season we've been waiting for some breaks to go our way? Have we been?
Well, let's hope if we've been waiting, tonight's the night.
Oh, goodness.
Boy, it'd be nice to slap Troy around a little bit here in the early going, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Put a little doubt in their minds. I think Troy probably came in here thinking this is a ball game they can just go through the motions and win. And now,
the thing about next week.
That's right. Piqua, that traditional rivalry. The oldest high school rivalry west of the Allegheny Mountains. Here's Ewing up the middle and picks up about 5 yards.
He just kept his legs churning there, Alex.
Yeah. Who recovered that fumble? Was that Ethan Saylor or was that Marcus Wood who recovered the fumble?
I couldn't see.
There's a pile there and couldn't really see who brought that up. Well, hey, it's 2nd and 6 at the Wave 45. We've played 6 minutes here in the first quarter, and it's been all Greenville thus far. That's one way to keep one of the highest scoring offenses in the league off the field, isn't it?
Yeah,
Troy comes in tonight averaging 30 points a game, and the Green Wave, on the other hand, giving up 33. That's Ewing for another yard, maybe 2, to bring up a 3rd, and we'll call it 4.
You can really tell that Schaefer comes from the Horvath coaching tree. A steady diet of up the middle.
Well, when we don't have Landon Eldridge in there.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you can do 2 things that way. You can control the clock, keep the ball out of Troy's hands, and yet just, hopefully methodically pick up 3-4 yards of crack and pile up some first downs.
Yeah, 3 or 4, that's all we need. We'll go all the way
down.
And
then spring Marcus Wood for a 50-yard touchdown.
That's right. That's right.
Bike, here he is out here. Catch it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Tony
Ooh.
says, boy, he took a hit there, didn't he?
Completely legal. Looks like that was
Sam Jackson
Sam
along with
Jackson.
number 20 in there that time for Troy.
Blake Burton on the tackle
Yeah.
as well with Jackson.
Burton's another one of those kids that's got a lot of impressive statistics defensively.
Well, Sam Jackson's ranked 13th in the conference in defense. 6 sacks. That's number. I think that's number 1 in the conference. Blake Burton's ranked 15th in the conference on defense. 76 tackles, got 2.5 sacks.
Just looking at Troy right now, they're not a big team physically. At least their linebacker, everybody looks almost normal size out there. You don't see any 220-pound linebackers.
We match up pretty well with these
We
guys.
do. Well, let's keep it going here.
Oh, good block.
Bikey on a 4th down and has it knocked down in there. Number 10 got a hand on that, and that's Jacob Adams. Tried to lob it, and Greenville went for it on 4th and 4 in their own territory. So, hey, what the heck? Let's do it.
Hey, we're up. I like the way Schaefer's gambling,
You're talking about the Horvath style of play. That's Frank Horvath, was head coach here for, I think, 12 or 13 years, if I'm not mistaken. Back through all through the 90s and a little bit into after the turn of the century. In fact, I think Frank Horvath coached more high school football games for Greenville High School than any other coach in its history.
Tell you what, Coach Horvath, he led the 91-92 team to the playoffs, or 92-93 team, and the 96-97 team, which I played on.
Uh-oh. Here's Jaden Colt Bishop. There's going to be a hold.
There's a flag. Okay.
Yeah, nice run by Bishop as he moves it ahead about 25 yards, but it's going to come back on a holding call.
Tell you what, Colt Bishop's not a big guy, but he's got a lot of speed.
Yeah. Yeah, once he gets in the secondary, you're in trouble.
Yeah, he gets to that second level. He's going to make a move. You better be ready to.
Okay, so they're talking it over here. They threw a flag while the play was being run. I'll see if they're going to wave this off then, or what are they going to do here?
Are they talking with?
They're coming over. It's against Greenville.
I think so.
What's the call?
It's a warning.
Oh, I know why. Because the line judge over here was running down, got kind of banged into a player or a coach, and that's why that big white stripe there.
That makes sense.
Yep. So the play stands down to the 20. Was down to the 23, and then a 5-yard penalty moves it down to the 18. 1st and 10, Troy. So they've come right back after the turnover on possession. And this time the pitch goes to 22. Little shovel pass inside. He bangs on ahead. Boy, it's tough getting him down.
That's Kobe Feltner with the ball right there for Troy.
Boy, still going. He takes it all the way down, almost 11. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. That was 7 yards out of not too much there.
Yeah, he made that play go, and that was a heck of an effort by Feltner on that run.
Now this is something, because in college and pro, that constitutes that little pass, just a little flip. That's a pass.
That is a complete pass.
I'm not sure about in high school football. This is Kloffenstein, boy, number 84. We haven't called his number yet. Oh, here's Colt Bishop.
There goes Colt Bishop.
Boy, he pounds ahead, and we finally knock him down, but not before a gain of about 7 yards down to the wave 4, and it'll bring up a 1st and goal. Fact is, it's even closer than that. It's down inside the 3. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Wave with that 6-0 lead, but Troy really threatening. Here's Culp.
Culp again.
Yeah, he pounds it into the end zone. And he now has 23 rushing touchdowns for the year, 24 altogether, and Troy quickly answers back. And, boy, that's one of those gambles where you go for it on 4th and short in your own territory, albeit out near the 45, 46-yard line. And, boy, Troy made us pay, didn't they?
They got a short field there, so
took advantage of it.
Absolutely.
15, Braden Seiler, the quarterback's their kicker, and he's a pretty decent little kicker here coming in tonight. Seiler is 34 of 39 in extra points. Tell you what, that's give you a sore leg and sore arm. 39 extra points is a lot. When the team's scoring 30 a game,
right. And that puts a lot of pressure on Troy. If this guy goes down, then you've lost a guy that kicks, you lost a guy that hands it off, a leader. So
how about a left-footed kicker here? Pull Greenville offside, or is it false start?
I saw both guys on both sides.
Offside, Greenville.
There we go.
So that's interesting. The first 2 extra point attempts we've had, one by each team, and the opponents both were offsides.
That's right. That's just discipline. This late in the season, they shouldn't be doing that sort of thing. we get those things out, non-conference play.
Well, now tell me, Seiler, the pass he threw is right-handed, but he kicks left-footed.
That's weird. I didn't notice that. I think you're absolutely right.
Oh, when you've been around as long as I have, you notice those things.
Hey.
Now watch, he'll come out and he's left-handed passer too, but I thought he threw it right-handed.
Well, maybe he's ambidextrous, Alex.
Well, they're talking this over. Now what are they going to do here? We've had several conferences between the officials here. 3:23 left first quarter, and in case you just joined us, Greenville went 80 yards the first possession, scored, and extra point was wide, and then Troy came back following a wave change of possession here took over on the wave 46, 47-yard line and took it downfield, just scored, and going for the extra point here.
I'd say with all these penalties, it's hard for a team to get into rhythm,
It's end up still a little misty out there. Still see some umbrellas out there, don't you?
Yep.
High snap. Boy, he get that through.
Yep.
Boy, almost blocked in here. Marcus Woods came busting in from the right side. Just a second, I thought he had a shot at. Well, Troy converts, and so with 3:23 left in the first quarter of GWOC North action, Troy has a 7-6 lead, and we'll be back in just a moment. Kicking off again is going to be Braden Seiler as Troy takes that 7-6 lead here. Tim, let's take a look at some of the other games involving GWOC North schools. Butler at Sydney, that could be a real competitive ball game, and then Tip at Pickwick. So, Troy, I think, probably is the class of the North, but those other four teams, I think, are all about equally talented.
I'd really like to see what's going to happen with Sydney. That's going to tell us what's going to happen next week.
Oh man.
Butch.
John Butch had a little trouble picking that ball up as it kind of skidded along the ground, and he fell down to cover it, and Troy was right there, and so Greenville will have a 1st and 10 to start their third position of the night at their own 20-yard line.
Alex, I think that the weather may start becoming a factor. Looked like he slipped is what it looked like.
Last week we had some rain involved also, so.
And you can
at least it's warm and it's a little breeze, not a lot. So, of course, we say that standing up here warm and dry in the press box, right?
It's nice up here. It's cozy, guys. If anybody wondered, we're very comfortable.
That's right. 3:21 to go here in Greenville with their third possession, trailing by a point at 7-6, and Tyler Bikey in the backfield at the controls, and let's see if we can put some first downs in the scorebook here. Bikey keeps it and gains maybe a yard, maybe two. Tough going in the middle there.
I just think that running Bikey this early in the game is risky. If he gets dinged up, man.
We have Noah Frazier, a sophomore. He's only thrown one pass all year.
Yeah, and it's nothing against Noah Frazier. I think he's young. He just doesn't have a lot of time on Friday night.
Well, this is second, and we'll call it 8. Then look over here as the clock continues to tick down.
I'm sure we'll get to call Noah Frazier's number in time, right?
Yes, we will. Little screen out here, and this is Wood with it again. Marcus, cut back if he can. Got banged up there and picks up maybe 3 out to about the 30-yard line. And that'll bring up, well, that's close to the first down, isn't it? Yeah.
They got
Did he get it? By gosh, how about that?
Hey, we'll take it.
Yes, sir. Little short pass. That's the kind of pass that turned into a touchdown on some nice moves by Marcus Wood.
Those kind of little bubble passes and stuff out to the flats, that's how you build your confidence as a quarterback and a passer.
Yep, get some completions early in the going here.
Absolutely.
Ewing, boy, he swarmed under that time. That whole right side of Troy's defensive line in on the tackle that time and drops Ewing for about a 2, almost 3-yard loss, and will bring up a second, and we'll call it 12. Hadn't had much luck running right up the middle here, have we?
No, not at all. I think they've got a couple of big hogs there on their defensive line too. So
under 2 minutes to go here. In motion is Wood.
Oh,
hand off our little reverse Johnny Butch. If he can get outside and does. And nice move, Butch. Boy, Troy's missed a lot of tackles with good hard running Johnny Butch.
Hey, I tell you what, I think that's one of the first razzle-dazzles we've seen tonight, isn't it?
You haven't seen too many razzle-dazzles all year, but, hey, you might as well use the whole playbook now, right? What the heck?
Let's throw the kitchen sink at him. What the heck?
Senior night. Let's have a little fun. And so has a little flip to Wood and then back to Butch. And, boy, he takes it out to the 41-yard line. And first down for the Wave. Well, let's see more of that. This is Bikey, hands off to Ewing, tries to get outside, and he pops it this time, gets
Nice
some
move.
running room, still on his feet, and ahead into Troy territory to the 41-yard line, so an 18-yard pickup. Damari Ewing, the senior running back.
He ran right through those arm tackles, those shirt tackles. He ran right through them, kept his legs pumping, got a few extra yards on that one.
Right now, the Wave seem to be moving the ball. Tim, unless –
there's a flag in the
oh, is there a
backfield.
flag? Oh, no, we've
40.
done it again. Block in the back against the Wave. Boy, that's too bad. That's two big penalties. Nullified nice yardage gains by the Wave.
I hope Ewing gets in whoever's face that is, hey, come on, we don't need these kind of mental mistakes tonight.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've been kind of surprised how well we've moved the ball against the number one defensive team in the league. Right now, we haven't had any trouble picking up yardage, but we've shot ourselves in the foot again a couple times.
You're absolutely right.
1:35 to go here, and boy, instead of being at the Troy 41, we're all the way back again to the 29-yard line of Greenville. Boy, that's a 30-some yard reversal right there. Here's Bikey. Boy, maybe
that
a
was
yard.
A busted play.
Yeah, something wasn't right there.
It looked weird. I saw Tony Sells lined up on the end, which I'd never seen that before.
Well, that's going to be second and forever. Looks like it's second, what, about 30? Is that what? That can't be 30 yards, is it?
About 20.
We got to get to the 49. Yeah, I was going to say 21. Second and 21, 22.
Sounds about right.
Well, they keep shuffling balls in and out, trying to keep them dry over here on the sideline. It's not a downpour, but it's just kind of a steady little rain, isn't it?
Yeah, by the halftime, everybody's going to want to get in there and warm up and.
Including the fans in the stands.
Oh, I'm sure. They're probably selling out a cocoa down there.
Yes, sir. Hot chocolate's the main order tonight. Clock still runs. 52 seconds to go here as we near the end of the first quarter. Been an interesting quarter. Been some action here. Both teams have scored, and finally a timeout called. Let's keep it right here as Greenville takes timeout. Hey, you know, we might mention our cameraman and producer tonight, Jace Lovett, and we are in the midst of royalty. He was the Kiwanis Club of Greenville's Student of the Month. How about that?
Congratulations.
Mr. Lovett, the senior. Yes, sir. Congratulations. That's a big deal. You must have dazzled him with your footwork, right? Yeah. Good dancer, he says.
That's a great quality to have as a guy, you know.
Yeah, that's right. So Greenville next week wraps things up, takes a trip up Route 47 to Shelby County and take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. And then Troy, as we mentioned earlier, travels to Piqua, and that's just always a bloodbath in that ball game.
Yeah, Sidney's playing Butler tonight. Butler's 5-3 this season, 2-1 in the GWAC. Sidney, they're 500 on the season. They're 1-2 in the GWAC. You know, and last week they lost to Troy 38-9, as you said earlier. So
another big game in the GWAC tonight outside of GWAC North. Probably the game is in the over in Clark County as Springfield's Wildcats play host to the Wayne Warriors, and that is a big game as far as playoff points concerned in the region. Huge game there. Well, here we go. It's 2nd and 22. Ball resting at the Wave 30 and 45 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Bikey back. Let's take a look for Woods over the middle. Throws it high. And that's not good. That's intercepted in there by Troy. And finally it's wrestled down to the ground by number 55. That's Isaac Elliott.
The interception
number 10.
By Jacob Adams for Troy on that.
As soon as he let go of that, I thought he's looking at Marcus, and he just hit too high, and too high over the middle usually means trouble.
Yeah, that was over the middle. I mean, it was basically a pop-up, and he fielded it, and he got about 6, 7, 8 yards on the
if you're going to miss high, you want to miss on the sidelines because you throw it over the middle, there's always a safety there.
He got a little bit of pressure in his face on that as he was releasing it.
So Troy, with the turnover, takes over another short field at the Wave.
Oh, there we go.
Jaden Colt Bishop, he's in trouble. Somehow eludes it, but we still drop him for about a 7-8 yard loss.
Well, John Butch caught him back deep in the backfield, and he made a move, and then the rest of our defense collapsed in on him.
So all of a sudden, Troy then, a nice defensive effort by the Wave, are going to face a 2nd and 18 clear back at the Wave 45-yard line. Well, hey, that's a good play to have on first down if you're a green and white fan.
Hey, we'll take that.
This is Seiler, Colt Bishop beside him. Look over at the sideline here. Play clock, plenty of time. They have 16 seconds left, and that's the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the quarter.
All right.
Shouldn't somebody honk a horn? Or, blow a whistle? Oops.
Well, that ends one quarter of action here in GWOC North action with Troy holding a 7-6 lead over Greenville's Green Wave. Tim and I'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter. Getting ready to start the second quarter of action here at Harmon Field. Troy with that 7-6 lead. Tim, another ball game here in the county, Ansonia Ball Club that's 6-2, and I think 4th in the region, if I'm not mistaken, in computer points. A real good chance to look at playoffs here at Tri-Village tonight.
They're one of the top. They're tops in the CCC.
Mm-hmm.
They always come out and they always have a pretty tough team. Ansonia, it's one of the bright spots here in Darke County.
They have Tri-Village tonight, and then they finish with Bradford, and that's a sad situation of Bradford only having 12, 13 kids. So.
That's tough. Maybe, hopefully, I got a chance to be in that district last year. Looks like they're going to have a lot of guys that are in 8th grade and junior.
Hey, how about 2 plays in a row as we start the second quarter? A high snap got through the hands of Braden Seiler, and all of a sudden Troy's back at their own 45-yard line. They started this on the Wave 38, and they've gone backwards now 17 yards, and hey, it's 3rd and 27, 28-yard line.
I think that was
28.
That looked like an errant snap on that.
Just a little bit high.
Well, like I was saying about Bradford, the junior high, it looks like they have a lot of kids in the junior high that are going to be playing football, so hopefully the program will.
Yeah, that's good. You want to see those programs stay alive. Well, this is 3rd, and they call it 28, and here's Culp. Uh-oh. He's going to get it all back. Come on, Marcus. There's a man in between him. Come on, Marcus. And Culp Bishop takes it 55 yards on 3rd and 28. And, Tim, we've had plays like that have haunted us not only this year, but in years past where we have a team on the ropes or, in a bad situation, and bang, they pop a big play.
I have seen this sort of thing, and I hate it. They had, second and 20?
Third and 28.
3rd and 20, and they had a 50-yard gain for a score. So,
yeah, 55-yard touchdown run by the leading rusher in the GWOC, Jaden Culp Bishop, and this is going to be the quarterback, Braden Seiler. He's 1 for 1 on extra points, trying to put his ball club up by 8. 13-6. Snap, placement. There's a flag again. Kick is...
I thought I saw a no good.
It's good, but false start against Troy, so I have to kick it again from 5 yards further back. Well, Troy's going to have to get their act. We've had 3 extra points. There's been a penalty on each attempt. I'm not sure I've seen that in a long time.
Penalties like that earn you extra running on Monday and Tuesday, if I remember correctly. Mental mistakes like that earn you all kinds of extra exercise duty after practice.
Yeah, this will be a 25-yard conversion attempt now instead of 20. He's definitely got the leg. Let's see if he's got the accuracy. There's a snap. Kicks up. No, another whistle. What is it this time? Offsides, Greenville. My goodness. So 4 penalties and 3 extra point attempts. Okay.
Maybe Burbacher and Schaefer will just have all the guys run all their penalty stuff after the game.
Maybe run it together.
Yeah, they might as well. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, this late in the season on just extra points. I understand eager anticipation to try to block a kick, but that's twice now offsides on Greenville, 1 offside against Troy, as well as a false start. So.
Well, he's getting his kicks in tonight, isn't he?
I was going to say, the kid's, he's going to be loosened up here. Boy, that was a big run by Culp Bishop. That hurt. Tries it again. 3rd time's a charm.
And
yes, finally got it underway, and it's officially now 14-6 in favor of the Troy Trojans. We've played not quite a minute here in the second quarter, and we'll take this time out here as you watch high school football on the Wave, Channel 5. Braden Seiler set to kick off. Well, he certainly he just had 3 attempts at an extra point down here, so his leg is good and loose and going to kick off again. That's kind of unusual to see the quarterback as your kicker on everything. Kind of bloops it over here, trying to kick it out of bounds, and the Wave will probably take it right there.
I don't understand the logic on that.
Trying to keep it away from Marcus Wood.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they want to keep it away from Marcus because he's he's having a great season as far as punt and kickoff returns.
You're absolutely right.
And so why take a gamble?
Right. At any moment he could break one.
He could pop one.
Yep.
Well, Greenville's going to take the ball. It's going to start at the 27-yard line, I believe, or did they move it up?
It looks
going
like
to be at the 35.
At the 35.
Kick out of bounds. Okay, going to be at the 35-yard line. Well, not bad field position. Let's see if we can. We've moved the ball. We had had the interception and then a couple of costly penalties.
Tell you what, we're moving the ball. I think we got a lot of good play calling going on tonight. Mm-hmm. Guys are executing their jobs. Mm-hmm. Whoa.
This is Ewing. Gets a couple 3 yards. I'll tell you, Damari Ewing's running hard tonight, isn't he?
Absolutely. If you're going to try to tackle him, you're going to take a shot.
So bring up a 2nd and 7 as he plows ahead of not quite the 38-yard line. That wave offensive line, a young line that's come around quite a bit. Offensively, we don't have trouble, For the most part, we've gelled as an offensive line.
Right.
Where we've run into trouble is just mistakes.
Anchored by Fry out there at the center.
Mm-hmm. 2nd and a long 7. Ewing again dances in there, and boy.
Yep.
Slam back down to the turf. Maybe half a yard.
Maybe are they even going to move
forward
the stick?
Progress? Yeah, maybe 6 inches.
Yeah.
Be 3rd and 7.
This is a natural passing down, Alex. Let's see what they're going to do.
Well, if we get in the hands of Damari Ewing, but I was thinking Marcus Wood.
Yep.
See what we come up with here. Going to have 3 receivers here on the left side. Butch, Zumbrum, and Wood. And then Fletcher, I think, on the other side, or is that John Butch? That might be Butch over there.
I think that's Fletcher.
That's Fletcher there. Butch is over here, yes. So 3rd and 7. Bikey, the right-hander rolls left.
Look, Colt.
Okay, he's got it. And he gets pushed out of bounds. Where are they going to mark him? Going to be a couple yards short at about the 42, maybe 43-yard line.
Yep. Those defenders were caught on whether they should keep defending against Colton Zumbern or should they come up and hit Bikey, and that he was able to get a few yards.
Well, Greenville faces a 4th and 2 for the 2nd time tonight, about midfield on their own side of the 50-yard mark. Last time we went for it, didn't get it, and it led to a Troy touchdown. Coach Aaron Schaefer said, let's punt this ball this time.
Yeah, he's going to play a little conservative ball. That's okay. I'm okay
that's
with
all right.
that.
Ethan Flannery back, averaging almost 35 yards a punt here, the junior punter and kicker, and let's see if we can get a good kick away.
All right,
nice. Bangs it. Boy, that's a nice punt. Going to be a fair catch by number 25, way deep.
We got a little scrum going. Nope. They backed off.
Okay, well, that's a fair catch by number 25 for Troy. That was Weston Smith. And so Troy pinned back about their 15-yard line, it looks like. Nice punt.
It was a great punt.
That time, 35, about a 42, 43-yard kick that time by Flannery, all in the air. Not counting the 15 yards he was behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, he banged that pretty well. Got a good leg. Good leg.
Absolutely.
Well, here's Troy, 1st and 10, the ball at their own 15, leading 14-6, 9:36 to go here in the first half.
We got our defense spread out.
Uh-oh. Culp Bishop takes that, and that's Culp, that's C-U-L-P, and then hyphen Bishop. Jaden Culp Bishop, the senior running back, and he pounds ahead for 6 yards. He averages almost 8 yards a carry, and after you saw that 55-yard run, you can understand how he can average almost 8 yards a carry. You throw 1 or 2 of those in a game, you can get stopped several times and still have a good average.
Absolutely, yep. That Klopstein come through the line as a lead blocker. I hadn't seen a guy that big come through in a while.
And were you telling me that number 84 has a scholarship to Notre Dame?
That's what some of the fellas were saying pregame.
Wow.
So.
Here's a little pass outside. Nice move by Bishop, and he piles ahead for a first down. Takes it out to about the Troy 27, 28-yard line.
Great open field stop by Saylor. He broke down, made a form tackle, brought him down.
And Bishop's not that big, 5'10", 183, but he's big when you try to tackle him.
Oh, yeah. He's kind of solid. He's thick up top.
Yeah, and has good quickness, good lateral quickness. Number 33 checking in the ball game for the Wave right there.
That's the freshman.
That's Owen Jankowski. We're a little depleted at that linebacker position, so
hey, that's all right.
Having to run some people in. Next man up, right?
Next man up. Let's get these young guys out there. Let them have a little bit of experience on Friday night.
Clock starts, 8:50 to go, second quarter, and 1st and 10 for Troy. And this is going to be Colt Bishop. Nothing there. Nice tackle that time.
There you go. Hey,
That's brought down. Was that Alec Fletcher made the tackle?
10 is Ethan. That's Alec.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's Alec Fletcher, number 9.
There he is out in the corner. There you go. Tell you what, I just watched Jankowski. He stepped up, got popped. Welcome to
Friday night.
Welcome to Friday night.
Yeah, he's a little fire plug too. 5'7", about 180.
Good. We need some. He's going to get bigger. So.
He's going to get bigger. I'm not sure if we get taller, but he's going to get stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man in motion for Troy, and then give it back to Colt Bishop. Boy, nice job that time.
Oh,
he's still going, but dropped him for a loss.
John Butch on that. Damare. Looks like Tony Sells was in on it. All the usual suspects in on that tackle.
Really, he had the one big run and maybe another fairly decent gain, but overall, we've done a pretty good job of bottling him up right now.
Well, we had some penalties on. Greenville had some penalties, too, so that contributes.
7:30 to go, and Seiler rolls out to his left. Has a man.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, I think.
He was wide open. He caught it, but it was out of bounds.
Hey, and Seiler is right-handed and kicks left-footed.
Confirmed. Very, very interesting.
And, and that was a nice pass, too. Just let him out of bounds a little bit. But a right-hand quarterback rolling left, that's a tough throw to make.
Absolutely. Nice touch on it. Nice touch on that ball.
But the good news is, if you're a Wave fan, it's 4th and 8, and Troy is forced to punt for the first time. And that means danger back here in the form of Marcus Wood. Standing inside his 40-yard line here. And
Tucker Raske back to punt for the Trojans. Number 2. Waiting for the snap.
Raske averages over 37 yards a punt.
Ooh.
Yeah, who's right? Boy, I tell you what, we did a pretty good job of getting in there on him.
That might have been a shank.
Yeah, but he's going to get a roll out of it.
Oh, he got a heck of a roll. Well, there you go.
From the 29 all the way down to the Wave 27, so 23 and 20, 44-yard punt with no return. And again, he kind of directed it away from Marcus Wood.
Yep, they've obviously been watching tape. They went to school on how Marcus performs on punts and kicks. So,
Well, Wave have first down, their own 27, trailing 14-6. 7:20 to go. Alex Warner along with Tim Cumdis, again, Ty House, soaking up the sun in Hilton Head this week, I think. And
maybe he's down there scouting out some basketball guys for the upcoming basketball season or something. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit later on. On the Wave Channel 5, we have 19 games coming your way this year in the telecast season of Lady Wave and Wave basketball. Ewing, tell you, Damari Ewing's working hard out there tonight. He's earning every inch he gains tonight.
Absolutely. The Troy's front four, they're big guys, hard to move, and if they do get a sliver to run through, hopefully Damari's going to hit that hard and make it to the second level.
We picked up 2 that time, and it's 2nd and 8. Ball at the 29-yard line. Got Sell along with Damari Ewing in the backfield right now, and Zumrum split wide left, and over there we have Marcus Wood out to the right. Bikey has some time, scrambles out of there, tucks it in, going to try to get some yardage, and steps out of bounds. Close to first down, about the 36. It'll be about a yard short.
Yep, that looked like a pass attempt. They had 6 men on the line, and then the pocket collapsed, and Bikey used his legs, picked up a few yards.
Yeah, that was good because he didn't have anybody open, so he just tucked it and run, put himself and the team in a good position here. 3rd and a long one. We'll call it 2. Ball at the Wave, 30, just outside the 35-yard line.
Here's where they're going to hand it to Damari, right up the middle.
Well, we'll see what happens. You called it, and don't call that again because that's a 5-yard loss.
Oh, no. Well,
Tim, what are we doing?
Hey, I don't think I'm the only one that guessed it was going up the middle.
Evidently not.
You
He got the handoff, and he got stopped as soon as he got it.
We're going to be punting here.
Troy sniffed that out from the other side of the field. That's a 5-yard loss and 3rd and short, and that's too bad because now Ethan Flannery is going to have to go back and punt.
Well, when they lined up, Troy had one of their linebackers off, and as they started calling the cadence, he got up in there as if he was going to rush, and I think that's what kind of threw off our blockers there up front.
This is Flannery for the second time. Gets rid of it. Nice kick. And it's going to take a green wave roll and going to go out of bounds about the, 36-yard line of
we'll
Troy.
take that. Yep.
Yeah, we'll take that. Well, both teams exchanged punts here, and as far as field position, neither one gained too much that time, did they?
No, that's better than going down and trading scores. Well, letting them score and then us just giving it back to them. So
when this score is announced at different stadiums in the GWalk, there'll be some surprised people that Greenville's hanging in here at 14-6 against a really good ball club.
I'm sure the people in
Miami County.
The people in Sydney will be very surprised.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure they'll have their work cut out.
Let's see if we can keep playing. We're playing well right now and hanging in there. Very competitive ball game. 14-6, 5:43 to go here in the first half. Seiler's going to run. Not much there.
Nothing.
Good defense by the Wave. There's Isaac Elliott in there along with Drew Quinn.
Drew Quinn, number 50.
Maybe a yard and a half. We'll call it 2nd and 9. Drew Quinn's had a good season. He's had 50 tackles coming into tonight.
Absolutely, he's been a heck of a player up front for us, and without him, I think that we'd have a lot of guys running all over our defense.
This is Colt Bishop. Boy, don't get him loose in the backfield. And he pulls up maybe 7 yards. It's going to be about a yard short. It'll be 3rd, and we'll call it 1.
All right, here's where we need a big stop, Alex. We rotated in some of our big boys up front. Looks like Fry's back into the game.
And Troy's going to come out and have
Titan Groats back into the game. Titan.
Just Colt Bishop alone behind Seiler, and receivers spread out wide here. 2 receivers wide on both sides. Man in motion. Klopfstein, he's that lead blocker.
Oh.
Uh-oh. And
Missed
Bishop,
tackle.
boy, he's tough.
That's
Come
2.
on, Marcus. Run him down, Marcus.
Come on,
Marcus a
He's
little
going
bit
for the
quicker
ball.
than Bishop. And all the way down to about the 3-yard line. And another huge gain.
I think Ethan.
That's 45-yard line all the way down to the 3. Wow.
I think Ethan had him in the backfield and then just
I'll
let go.
tell you what, if what you heard about number 84, Kloffenstein's correct, he came in motion and then he was the lead blocker and hold. He just wiped out 2 Wave players, and Bishop took it from there. And thank God Marcus Wood has speed because he had to run him down and finally got him down at the 3-yard line. 1st and 3 for the Trojans. This time Seiler pulls it out of the belly of Colt Bishop and walks in, and there's a flag.
We got laundry on the field.
Boy, that was a sweet play. He faked the handoff to Bishop up the middle and just stepped outside. It's got to be a hold outside.
Everybody on the defense went the way he was faking.
Yep, hold against Troy. Boy, that takes the score off the board. Well, I can see Colt Bishop now. Let's see, that was 52 yards. He had 107 yards on 2 carries tonight.
That's it.
He had a 55-yard touchdown and a 52-yard run there.
Take those away. He's been ineffective, really.
I don't know. He's going to pile up about 150 yards here.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, that's a 10-yard penalty. Moves it back to the 2 and takes a score off the board. So now it's 1st and goal at the Green Wave 12. And this is Seiler, hands off, and Bishop. Uh-oh. Look at those little moves, untouched in the end zone. Just a little shuffle step, slides to the left, and we never got a hand on him.
You know, we never got this. We never saw anybody like that when we were in school playing, and we never had anybody really like that make moves like that in the hole.
That was a nice little run, and we just never put a hand on it. He had good blocking up front, so he had the hole to start with, but he got into the second level, just made a little shuffle step to the side, and then just went straight ahead.
Stayed right behind his blockers.
So that 10-yard holding penalty really didn't do anything except delay the score, did it?
No.
Well, 4:09 to go. It's 20-6, and let's see if we can get an extra point out here without a penalty on either team. What do you think?
Well, I'll take it. Well, there it is. Did he get across?
Seiler has a block. Boy, that is really blocked. Hey, pick it up. How about that? It goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it goes out of bounds.
I don't know who blocked it. Who got in there and blocked it?
I didn't see that.
Well, anyhow, it's 20-6 in favor of Troy with 4:09 to go here in the first half, and we'll be back with the kickoff here as you watch high school football on the Wave, Channel 5. Troy scores for the third time tonight, and they have a 20-6 lead now, 4:09 to go. First half. Tim, this is an important 4 minutes, I think. We've got to get this ball down and possibly put some points on the board. We do not want to give it back and have Troy with a chance to put another touchdown on there.
When we take possession of this ball, we've got to hold it until the end of this,
yes,
until the end to the half.
Exactly right.
We can't let them get their offense back on the
Pick
field.
up a couple first downs and hopefully get in a position to score here. So they're going to boot it away from Marcus, and it goes to Butch. Come on, pick it up, John.
There we go.
And in trouble and swarmed under back about the 16-yard line. They're getting forward progress. Looks like to about the 18.
Yep.
Yeah, they're definitely kicking away from Marcus Wood tonight.
They sure are. And I don't know. I can't tell from here, but maybe that had something to do with the ball being wet, the ground being wet, with him fumbling the ball a little bit before he returned it.
Well, that puts us a little bit of a hole here. Clock stopped with 4:03, and boy, it'd be nice to move this ball down the field and not give Troy even a chance at scoring again.
I'd like to see Bikey put it in the air on first down. Looks like they are.
You think you call that?
I hope so. Looks like they got 6 men blocking, so I think that's going to be.
Let's see how Troy's rotated over. Marcus Wood's there, and they've got a safety over there, so they got 2 deep on him. And now, with Zumbrum going over there, now they've got 1-on-1.
Freshman Jankowski lead blocking.
Yeah, Ewing swarmed under for a loss of 2. Get up, Damari. You got a little wobbly there at first. Of course, he's coming off. He had a bad knee, had knee surgery last year, and so every time he takes a little time getting off the turf, you just kind of hope that that's nothing knee related.
I'm always holding my breath until I see him walking back to the huddle. So
this brings up 2nd and 11, maybe 12, and 3:33 to go here in the first half.
Jankowski in the backfield again.
Yeah, I got the freshman in there. That's a big deal putting a freshman in there. Low snap. Tyler handles it. Has some room to roam and picks up maybe 3. Boy, that closed pretty quickly there.
Yeah, and time's melting off the clock too, Alex.
Troy still has 3 timeouts left. I wouldn't be surprised to see Troy call a timeout if they stop the Wave on this play.
Third and 10, 3rd and 11. Yep.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if they hold Greenville without a first down on this play if Troy does not call a timeout, try to get the ball back one more time. Well, basically the same formation here. We bring Zumbrum in motion to the left. Long count. Bikey.
Look at Colton.
Has plenty of time. Uh-oh. Yep. Tried to hit Sell out here.
Hit Sells.
Threw into almost double, maybe triple coverage, and that stops the clock, so Troy doesn't need to waste a timeout.
Nope.
So, unfortunately, Troy's going to get the ball back here on 4th and 10 as the Wave unable to pick up a first down. Let's see if Ethan Flannery can get us out of a hole here and pin Troy back in their own territory.
Yeah, I didn't like that pass much, Alex. That was right at their number 1 defender.
And it was right into almost triple coverage there.
Yeah, that was – we got to make a better choice on who we're throwing it to out there. Bikey's looking good. I know he's under a lot of pressure.
2:39 left, and Troy with a full complement of timeouts when they get it back. Let's see, Nita. There's a line drive this time. And it's going to pin Troy back as there's no run back and downed at the 45-yard line. Now, unfortunately, the 45-yard line's where is home territory for Jaden Colt Bishop. From his 45 twice tonight, he's had 55-yard run for a touchdown and then a 52-yard rush down to the Wave 3. So not a real good place for Troy to start.
Now, if I was one of the defenders on the Waves defense right here, I would definitely be going up and tackling Colt Bishop, whether he has the ball or not, this next play. I would have 2 guys tackle him.
Introduce yourself to him again?
Absolutely. I think we should be tackling him every play. If that would be cool, I don't know.
2:31 to go here. Troy with that 14-point lead. And 1st and 10 at their own 45. Have a man in motion. Bishop that way? No. Pass it back here. It's tipped. Good play there. Drew Quinn or Ethan Saylor got a hand on it.
Yep.
They faked it to Bishop going outside to the left and then brought it back to the man that was in motion on the right. And thankfully, we got a hand on it because I'm not so sure if he connected on that, they might have picked up some big yards.
Looked like Saylor came in on a weak side whip. That's a rush from the outside for an outside linebacker. Got in his face.
Well, 2nd and 10, clock stopped, low snap, and
He's down.
yeah, had his knee down. Seiler couldn't handle that low snap. So you wonder, is the ball getting a little wet out there? They try to bring a fresh ball in each time, but, after you've played about 15, 20 minutes of action, even though new balls coming in are going to be a little damp.
Absolutely. A lot of times, even if it's wet out there, as long as you're relaxed and you're watching that ball into your hands, you should be able to handle it. Maybe he took his eyes off the ball, I would guess. He's a heck of an athlete.
Well, here we go, 3rd and 14. Last time we had him in 3rd and long. They popped it for 52 yards, so this is Bishop. As the Troy coaching staff down here, you might hear yelling, no, they don't like the play. Going to bring him out of the backfield. 1-on-1.
There you
go,
Bush.
That's it. Good job. And Johnny Butch wrestles him to the ground.
There we go.
Maybe that's why the coaching staff down here was yelling, no, no.
Yeah, something
didn't look right, did it?
Yeah, they had.
Nice play by John Butch, though. You tell you, 1-on-1 out there with this Colt Bishop kid. That's a tall task to bring him down. The timeout called by Greenville with 1:34. So that was a big defensive stop that time for the Wave.
Butch really stopped them for a loss. That's going to give Greenville another shot at the end zone here, another shot on offense before the half.
That was a huge stop right there. We didn't want Troy coming down. So a little momentum boost as we're going into the half if we can take it down and protect the ball and possibly score.
Even if we don't score, as long as we get some positive yardage, maybe a big play, something, we get a big pass, something to build on, something to go in positive to talk about as we go into the locker room.
Well, we hope at halftime to have outgoing athletic director Dusty Yingst here in the press box with us. I've gotten smarter over the years. I'm not going to go down on the field at halftime and stand in the rain to talk to the AD Dusty Yingst. So hopefully he shows up. If not, we'll eat pizza and give halftime stats.
I think Dusty would probably rather speak with you up here in the box.
I think so too. Well, it's 4th and 15 for Troy. Ball at their own 40-yard line, and Marcus Wood deep. Let's see how they punt the ball this time. Going to only rush one. Kind of bangs it high. Going to aim for the sideline away from Marcus. And
out of bounds.
I tell you what, we're going to have pretty decent possession there. Where are they going to mark at?
That looks like 45.
Yeah, I was going to say that was only about a 15, maybe 20-yard kick.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see where they mark it.
44?
Yeah, it's going to be back over. All right, how about that? That was only a 14-yard punt. That's one of those things you almost wish now you'd have kicked it to Wood and held him to less than a 30-yard return.
Listen, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth.
No,
that's a heck of a spot.
Yeah, it does. It's hard to tell when it goes out to the sideline like that. That's where you always see the official, the back judge always walking down. The ref's got his hand up in the air, and they kind of, intersect lines there, and that's where they mark it.
Where we're standing, Alex is on the 50. I'm about on the 47, Greenville. So from my angle, I think this is a great spot.
We'll take it. 1st and 10, 1:28 to go. Plenty of time. We still have timeout left. See if we can get it down here. Oh, put it on the ground. Pick it up, Tyler.
There he goes.
Yeah. Boy, got buried. Get up, Tyler. Man, that was a hit there. Yeah, the whole play was out of rhythm when the snap skittered along the ground, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Zach Collett was in on the tackle for Troy. He's jacked up. He liked that play.
Well,
clock's running.
Yeah, I don't know if Troy still has 3 timeouts left, but, you get this far deep with only a minute to go. Of course, you hate to go into the halftime with timeouts on the clock. Nice. Come on, Tyler. Come on, Tyler.
There you go.
Gets it about to midfield. Tell you what, that's a game of about 8 yards, but, man, Troy's really put the hit on.
He took a hit from
Tyler Bikey.
Number 20, Blake Burton. Completely legal hit. Just drilled Bikey on that play.
Yeah, no timeout called either way by Greenville nor by Troy.
About a 5-yard gain.
It was about an 8-yard gain.
Oh, excuse me,
2nd and 13. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Thank you.
3rd and 6, we'll call it. A nice run by Bikey to get positive out of not much. Here's a pass over the middle. Uh-oh. How about this?
Oh, my goodness.
That ball was tipped twice, and it comes into Marcus Wood's hands, and he takes it down inside the 5-yard line, and now it'll be a personal foul, dead ball foul, unnecessary roughness. So we'll have 1st down inside the 3-yard line with 14 seconds left. That ball was tipped 3 times.
Didn't expect that. I think we're going to get some bonus yards out of this as well at the end. So this is going to be great.
Marcus Woods was behind the play. It went off the intended wave player's hands, off of Troy's hands, another Troy's hands, and then right into the hands of Marcus Wood. He pivoted downfield and took it inside the 5, and then personal foul. And let's see if they call it personal foul.
Did you see Schaefer running? He ran a 40-yard sprint.
Well, how about that? 14 seconds left, and it's 1st and goal. And where do they have the ball? It's inside about the 3, isn't it?
Knocking on the
3
front door.
3 or 4-yard line.
All right. Looks like we're sending in a jumbo package of some kind.
Well,
oh, look.
I'm surprised. Okay.
No.
Well, we still have a timeout left. Let's see what we can do. Boy, it'd be sweet to put it in now, wouldn't it? Talk about
he's
a
under
momentum
7.
builder. Yeah, well, here's that other time on your hand where we've taken the snap under center. Ewing, nothing. Timeout. Yeah, Aaron Schaefer getting in shape tonight. Coach Schaefer runs down to the 5-yard line and calls timeout. Well, that's the last timeout, so, okay, what do we do? Take a shot with a pass? Because if it's incomplete, you stop the clock. You can get 2 plays in 9 seconds there. And I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to kick it right now. I think I'd try to pass because if it's incomplete, you'll have time left.
I think we've had some luck with a little bit of maybe something, a bubble screen out to the left here.
Maybe. We've got to do something because if we run it and get stopped short, that's the ball. That's the half.
That's the half.
And that'd be a real heartbreak to get a break like we had on that tip pass and come away empty-handed when you have 1st and goal.
Maybe we can throw it a big target like Zumbrun or something across the middle. Post him up in the back of the end zone.
I almost think you have to run a pass play.
Yep.
Because there's 9 seconds, so you can get the pass off within 5-6 seconds, hopefully. And if not, then you did something wrong.
Hopefully we'll do it.
And if it's incomplete, then you kick the field goal if you have to.
Maybe put a play action in there to kind of get the defense thinking.
Well, you don't want to take too much time getting rid of it because if we'll see.
Well, you're probably right because if it's incomplete, we won't have time for another play.
We'll have time for another play. Well, let's see what happens here. So we've come out. We've got Fletcher wide right. We've got the triplets over here, Butch Wood and Zumbrum, and shotgun formations biking. 9 seconds and a half. Wave 2nd and goal. And this is it. Here's your pass play in the end zone. Wood, up, got it. How about a touchdown, Greenbelt?
We'll take that all day long, Marcus Wood.
Marcus Wood, yes, sir. Nice pass.
Jump ball.
Marcus went up and 2 hands pulled it down.
There's our cannon.
Well, now, that is a huge swing of momentum.
We got flags. Marcus Wood.
He threw in a double coverage, and Marcus was enough of an athlete. He just went up and hold it down. Let's see what happened here. Is it going to be a taunting penalty?
I think it's going to be on Colton Zumbrin.
Ah, okay. Well, that'll be on the extra point, or will that be on the kickoff?
Probably kickoff.
And with 4, so that's 5 seconds. So there's the play. Throw the pass if it's incomplete.
It's a dead ball foul.
Yeah. So they're going to put that probably on the extra point. I don't know if they have an option on that.
I'm not sure exactly.
Well, the touchdown will stand regardless.
Well, are we going to go for?
It's 20-12.
We're going to kick it.
And that will move it back. Let's see, they're going to put it on a kickoff or what?
Here we go.
Against Greenville. And it's going to be assessed on the extra point. Well, that'll move the extra point back if that's what's happening. No, maybe not. It's officials' timeout. They're trying to talk this over as they explain it to Troy's coaching staff over there. Matt Burbacher still talking to one of the line judges. And what's the options he has? Is it just on this, or is it going to be on the kickoff? Probably assessed on the kickoff the way they're lined up.
Yeah,
no? Now he wants to move it back here.
Is Burbacher getting a choice?
Well, boy, did we take advantage of a break there, didn't we?
Ball tipped twice into the hands of Marcus Wood.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable, sets up a score.
And keeps us in the ball game.
And then he had another spectacular catch for the score.
That's what I thought they'd do. If he has the option, he's going to add 15 yards onto the extra point try, which will make it a 35-yard extra point now instead of 20, as opposed to putting 15 yards on the kick.
Has he been practicing this?
He's got the leg.
Okay.
I saw him the other day. He hit from 47.
Okay, so
he's definitely got the leg. Just comes down to the snap and the hold.
In the rain versus Troy.
In the rain versus Troy. That's the other.
Under the lights.
Yeah, it's under the lights.
So here we go.
Night. But he definitely has the leg.
Come on, Flannery.
4 seconds left here, and of course the way we'll have to kick.
That's
good.
No, it's left.
Oh, did it go left?
It was left. It was left. But he had the length.
Yeah, he had the leg. Well, that's too bad. Well, it's 20-12. 4 seconds remain, and Greenville will kick off here. And boy, what a huge momentum swing! If you remember, it was 20-6. We got the ball with 4 minutes left. Couldn't move it. Forced to punt. Troy then, we made a huge defensive stand against them. Got the ball back with 1:34, and then that huge big break there on, what was that, a 3rd down play?
It was a great pass by Bikey. You know, I was expecting us just to kind of maybe have a nice drive and then headed into the locker room. I did not expect us to tip a ball and get it into the red zone and then finish. And we're finishing tonight. That's a nice thing.
This probably is the best half of football we've played against a team the caliber of Troy. We beat Eaton, we beat Stebbins, we beat West Carrollton. And to be honest, those 3 teams among the 3 of them will probably only win 3, maybe 4 games, if that, total for the season. And so against a team like Troy, to be in here down a touchdown at halftime,
that's right.
That's pretty good.
Any given Friday, right?
That's right.
So
that's why you play the game.
Flannery going to kick it off for us again here.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him kind of squib this along the ground here.
Yep.
Let's see what happens. 20-12, 4 seconds left, and there it is. And it's going to go out of bounds, and unfortunately that puts it at the 35-yard line. So Troy will have one last play with 4 seconds left. And I kind of doubt if they take a knee when you got a running back like Colt Bishop in there.
I was going to say, I don't think that's Burbacher's MO.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, let's just play good defense and go into the locker room with a tremendous amount of momentum on our side right now.
All right.
Yeah. Aaron Schaefer walking down here telling these backs, they're going to have him kick it again.
Okay.
That's the option. Instead of taking the 35, make Greenville kick from 5 yards further back.
Well, Flannery's had a couple nice kicks, so I'm not worried about this. They got 3 guys deep, huh?
Yeah, you have just 4 up front, and they go like a 4-4-3 setup on. You don't usually see 3 deep backs like that. You might see 1 in the middle deep and then 2 a little further up on the sides, but they're all about spread across about the 15, 20-yard line there. Well, let's try it one more time. This time, he kind of the same thing, and it goes out of bounds. So they're going to move him back another 5. Going to do this, take the same option here. This is a long first half. It's taking about 20 minutes to play the last 3.5, 4 minutes of this half.
I haven't seen this many kicks in a while. We had 2 or 3 penalties on our point afters. Now we got a couple go out of bounds.
Right.
It's crazy.
Maybe Ethan will change it up this time and kick it to the left side instead of twice to the right side.
Yep.
This has been a great first half for Greenville just to hang in there with a really good Troy ball club. Playing fired up football, and I really think Troy came in here tonight thinking that, we can just show up and Greenville will roll over and we'll keep this string of wins going in the GWalk North, and Greenville's come out and kind of shocked them here. There we go, down the middle. Yep, and so that's going to still have 2 or 3 seconds left. 3 seconds left here, so Troy still going to have one play, but instead of back at their 35, they got it at about their own 49-yard line.
Maybe Schaefer got into him this week, I don't think there's much love loss, versus Troy with Schaefer. So maybe he got into the
players' heads a little bit.
Absolutely.
There, huh? Touched the right chords and got the boys fired up out here tonight.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, it's set at the 48-yard line, so this will be the last play of the first half, barring a defensive penalty.
Yeah,
and let's see what Troy does. Seiler, well, that's the safe play. Go to Colt Bishop, and he's not going to take this, is he? No, we got him penned in over here. Boy, he's getting a lot of yardage off of that.
There we go.
25, a 27-yard run, and that ends the first half. So Bishop puts some yardage on the half, but his team's only up 20-12, an inspired first half of play for Aaron Schaefer's Greenville Green Wave. We'll be back with halftime guests and the statistics here on the Wave, Channel 5. Halftime here at Harmon Field is the Wave hanging in there against a tough Troy ball club, trailing only by a touchdown at 20-12. And with us is outgoing, and I hate to almost say outgoing, athletic director here at Greenville High School, Dusty Yanks. And Dusty, first of all, on behalf of the community and the schools and the fans and everything, thank you for everything you've done the last, 2.5 years has it been?
2.5, yeah.
Yeah, and you've done a yeoman's job, and a lot of things have taken place over that time period. Let's talk, first of all, a little bit about some of the highlights of the 2 years here, some of the things that stand out in your mind.
Obviously, this facility alone with the addition of the field turf and what it's been able to do for our student athletes, not only here at Greenville, but, looking forward, trying to bring in more tournament games potentially. Actually, this Monday we're going to be hosting a district semifinal boys soccer game here,
Good.
Division III. So the word's out, people know about it. So we're trying to get more of that here as well. And then obviously to go along with the turf was the track complex that's been put in. I mean, that thing is state of the art. Mm-hmm. We hosted 8 or 9 meets last year at home. It's been a big revenue booster for the athletic department and the athletic boosters. And we got nothing but compliments last year from all of the different schools that came in, and have been able to, in that short amount of time, begin to build on what we did last year. We've already added 2 additional schools to our high school invitational, added 2 additional schools to our middle school invitational. So coaches from the area are impressed with our facility. They love it. They can't believe how nice it is and just how much better it is now that it's brand new, and what they were here running on before that even what they run on at some of these other schools.
That was a great facility.
Oh, absolutely. Both of those, those are by far at the top of the list. And then some of the other things that we've just been able to do as a department, and with the help of our athletic boosters, with the uniform purchases that our teams fundraise for on a yearly basis. And most all of our varsity teams have been put in new uniforms over the past few years.
Yeah, and I know one thing, too, is then making a switch. Next year we begin play in the newly formed Miami Valley League.
Yes.
You had a hand in that.
Yeah, we're definitely heavily involved in that from the beginning, obviously, with us 10 schools that'll be forming that next year, and was involved in basically the groundwork of that. It's pretty much all set now. There's just some technicalities, I would say, that have to be voted on and approved at our next meeting. And, schedules are put together. Bylaws are getting fine-tooth combs put through them right now, and just getting the right language in there. We all envisioned some different changes and some different language than we had in the previous GWalk that we're leaving. So, now was our opportunity to make those changes and really make it what the 10 of us wanted it to be from the beginning. And so it's a lot of time being put into that, but the 10 schools are all making sure it's done right the first time.
Let's talk just a second now about the future of Dusty Yanks, the reason you're leaving the position, and some of the responsibilities that's going to entail.
Well, we're leaving here in 2 weeks from today, taking over the executive director position at the Light Foundation. It was an opportunity that presented itself kind of late in the summer, but it was an opportunity that I chose to take. And mainly the opportunity has been taken, and a lot of it has to do with my family life and my commitment to my family. My wife, who, we've been doing this for 9 years now. Got 2 little ones at home. Got the oldest will turn 5 in 2 weeks, and the youngest just turned 2 in April. So and to do this job right here, it takes a lot of time away from them. And I get to that point where the little ones need me more than I need this.
And I tell you, when an opportunity presents itself, the wise people take advantage of that opportunity. So
it's not. I mean, I love doing this. I love it. I've been doing it for 9 years, and it's a great place to be. The people here have been great. The community's been great. The coaches are great, and these kids do a fantastic job.
Yeah. Well, we certainly are going to miss you here, and wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future, because I know that family's important, and you
Absolutely.
put in a lot of hours, especially in the evenings with different
Yes.
contests.
Yep.
Well, this has been outgoing athletic director. Again, I hate to say that, Dusty Yanks from here at Greenville High School. Nothing but best of luck in the future.
Thank
and
you, sir.
Thanks for everything you've done for us here with these telecasts
you.
in the last few years. So,
You're welcome.
Anyhow, we'll be back in just a minute and take a look at statistics here as the Wave Trail 2012 here at halftime, the Troy Trojans. Thank you.
Okay, Tim Cundiff here. We're at halftime. Talk a little bit about Greenville, the stats. Greenville versus Troy. Score, Troy 20 and Greenville's got 12. First downs for Troy, they had 9. Greenville had 7, so it's a pretty even matched game. We got on 18 attempts, 190 yards for Troy, 20 attempts, 32 yards for Greenville. Passing yards for Troy, they only have 5 passing yards, while Greenville's got 144. Troy is 5 attempts, 2 completions with a pick. Bikey tonight for Greenville, 13 attempts, 9 completions, and a pick. Green Wave has had 33 plays for 176 yards, and Troy's has had 23 offensive plays for 195 yards. Kickoffs, it looks like there have been 2 kickoffs for each team. As for individual rushing, it looks like Troy, Jaden Colt Bishop has 193 yards and 3 scores on 14 attempts. He's averaging 13.8 yards per carry. Rushing for the Wave, looks like Tyler Bikey has on 8 attempts, 21 yards, and then Butch carried the ball 1 time, and he's got 13 yards for the Wave. So our ground game's not where we want it exactly right now. Passing wise, Tyler Bikey 9 for 13, 2 scores. He had a 50-yard bomb. Seiler for Troy looked like he had on 5 attempts. He had no scores. He had a pick. Let's see what else. On defense, looks like for Greenville Green Wave, looks like we've got a total of 6 tackles for Tony Sells. John Butch got 3. Same with Alex Fletcher. He got 4 tackles. On defense for Troy, looks like Austin Blair. He's got 8. He's got 8 tackles tonight. Blake Burton and Zach Niswanger, they both got 5 tackles. So pretty well matched on both offense and defense. Troy is one of the best teams in the GWOC American North, and Greenville's playing right with them. So that's it for the stats on this one.
Alex Warner back along with Tim Cundiff here as you watch high school football here on the Wave Channel 5, and a great ball game as far as Greenville is concerned to hang in with one of the tough teams in the Miami Valley area, 20-12. And the stats you read, Troy outgained us on the ground quite a bit thanks to Colt Bishop, but overall we've passed the ball 144 yards passing.
You take away those 2 big runs by Colt Bishop, and this game is heads up even.
That's
all
right.
the way around. I'll tell you what, I think Schaefer and his staff really got Greenville prepared for Troy. I think that Troy has maybe thought about the games in the future, and it's kind of culminating in 12 to 20 score instead of a blowout. So I'm loving this.
Well, Troy had won the toss to start the ball game and deferred, and so I assume they will want the ball as they meet out there at the officials at midfield stripe. Tyler Bikey out there. I think it's opposing quarterbacks, if I'm not mistaken, out there.
Yep. Oh, that's number 20.
It's number 20.
That's
Anyhow, we'll get ready here. As still a little misty and rainy out there. I just stepped outside for just a minute. It's still coming down, kind of a light rain or what?
Actually, it looks like it's let up a little bit since the beginning of the halftime. And I think that maybe we're going to be able to grip the ball a little bit better here second half.
Well, Troy's going to get the ball back, and I tell you, it's like a lot of times you hear people saying it's a cliche, but it's true. First 5-6 minutes of the second half goes a long way to determine the outcome of a tight ball game, and that's what we've got. I said it earlier. I think this will surprise a lot of people around the Miami Valley, and particularly in the GWalk, when they announce this score as a halftime score.
Right, and I'm also thinking that the lack of Eldridge, everybody's picking up the slack. Coming into tonight's game, 7 games, Eldridge had 131 rushes for, like you said earlier, almost 1,000 yards. I think he's 31 shy, and his 14 touchdowns. Our offense definitely misses it, but it looks like guys like Tony Sells, Damare Ewing, and even the freshman Jankowski, everybody's picking up the line.
That's right. Well, we got a little bit of time left before the first half kickoff, so we'll take time out here and be back in just a moment on the Wave, Channel 5. Well, Greenville's going to kick off to open the second half here, and Ethan Flannery will tee it up at the 40, and Troy has to be a little shell-shocked with this score.
Absolutely. I'm sure that they expected to, be up 30 points with a running clock going into the second half. And I think we're shocking them. There's a lot of other teams out there when they see the score, the halftime score, they're going to say,
this is one of 3 close games at halftime in the GWalk North right now.
Yeah, it looks like we at halftime Tippecanoe over Piqua 13-6, and Butler 14-3 over Sydney right now.
Well, here's another flag. Have you ever seen a game where there have been so many flags on extra points and kickoffs as we've had tonight?
This has been a very, very maybe it's an anomaly or something with all these guys kicking it. Well, did everyone practice kicks this week?
I don't know, but it's a 5-yard penalty against Greenville. I think we might have been offsides. It moves it back to the 35-yard line.
That just means we're
so that
aggressive.
Means the last 4 times that Ethan Flannery's kicked the ball, there have been 3 penalties.
Yep. Well,
he kicked 2 out of bounds. Then he kicked the short one up the middle, and that was another penalty here. So that's 3 of the last 4 kicks have been penalties against the Green Wave.
Well, I'm sure.
How many penalties did we have in the first half, anyhow? Oh, what we had? We had 6 penalties for 43 yards. Troy just had the 1 holding penalty. And time of possession, we had ball almost 3 minutes longer than they did. Well, here's a long kick down. This is going to be a Troy runner 25, and that's Weston Smith, I believe.
Weston Smith on the received that kick for Troy.
Gets back to the 35, and so we'll start the second half with Troy, 1st and 10.
Yeah,
at their own 25.
Greenville's penalties, they may not have a lot of them, but they were at inopportune times, in key situations. So this doesn't really tell, the stats don't really tell us that, but they were definitely in crucial times of the ball game.
Well, here we go. This first 5 minutes will be important. An inspired Greenville team and against the Troy team that maybe came in a little overconfident. Here's Colt Bishop.
Oh.
Boy, and he bangs ahead for a 15-yard gain to the midfield stripe.
Yeah, he looked strong coming out of the backfield there. Looks like we had Logan Cyber in on the tackle for Greenville.
Well, he had the 55 and 52-yard run, then a 28-yard run at the end of the first half. 193 yards rushing on 14 attempts. How about making it 208 yards right now?
Yeah, he went over the 200 mark.
Yes, he did. 1st and 10 at the midfield stripe. Here's Bishop again. Oh, my golly. Boy, a gaping hole, and he hits it down to the 35-yard line. So all of a sudden, 2 carries, and they've moved the ball downfield 30 yards.
Well, looks like Burbacher may have made the right adjustments at halftime.
Put a little bit of the fear of God in his team.
Possibly, he may. I'm sure he wasn't in there sweet talking him.
Man, we've got to hang on right now. Don't want this to get away. Let's stiffen up here. And this time Seiler's got it. He's going to throw it out here. This is Klopfenstein, the big tight end, and he goes to the 20, and that's going to be close to another first down.
Looks like we had Alec Fletcher in there defensing that play, able to get him down. A foot to go for.
Yeah, it's going to be just a little short, and so Troy, boy, 15 yards, and then a 9-yard pass play. And it's 2nd and 1 just outside the 20-yard line here as they open the second half. Bishop, boy, did you see him hesitate, wait for the hole to open up, and then piles ahead down to the 12-yard line for yet another first down.
That's something special. I don't think you can practice that, Alex. I think that's just something natural that you're able to do.
That's something you see these good running backs do that. Le'Veon Bell for the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he's patient, and hits it when the hole opens up. That's basically what young Mr. Colt Bishop did right there. Again, that's Colt-Bishop. Oh, Seiler keeps it this time. He's in trouble. Oh, my gosh. ducked out of a tackle or two and takes it down inside the 5-yard line.
We had 4 guys in the backfield.
It's like he just ducked his shoulders and we went right by him.
Thank goodness Tony was there to clean it up. He's still got a nice gain.
Yeah, Titan Grote comes out, got shaken up a little bit on that play. And how about 2nd and 3, the ball at the Wave 5-yard line, as they've taken it right down from their own 35 in basically 4 plays. Colt Bishop waits, pounds ahead, and he gets in or close?
I think he's close. I don't think he got in.
Well, it's going to be a first down regardless. Stopped him about a foot short.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have 3 or 4 cracks at this now, Alex.
Yeah. Well, Troy came out a little fire in their belly here this time, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They had the right
plays. This is 1st and goal, and Bishop just walks in untouched. Wow.
They had our number that drive.
Well, 65 yards and 6 plays. 15-15-9.
And they
maybe only 5 plays.
And they only less than 2 minutes off the clock.
10-12 to go in the 3rd quarter, and 26-12, and well, that's not how we wanted to start the second half.
No, but hey, Greenville also got a chance to take a rest at the half, and we haven't got a chance to
get the ball back.
So, hey, we could be hanging right into this game.
This has been an adventure in kicking the entire night for both teams. This will be Seiler again. And the Wave jump off sides again.
This is terrible.
Goodness gracious.
Tell you what, that's Seiler out there kicking. He's kicking left-footed, and he's throwing right-handed, so you don't see that very often.
But that is the 3rd, maybe 4th time Greenville's been offsides on extra point kicks, and then Troy had the same thing, an offsides and a false start. I've never seen so many penalties called on extra point attempts as we've had tonight.
Well, everybody on defense, and I don't think it's changed in the last 25 years, but you're supposed to wait and watch that ball be snapped before you move.
Mm-hmm. Well, we blocked the last time he went to kick it. We blocked it, and so we're feeling our oats, and I think we're going to do it one more time.
Well, let's see. We've done it 3 times already. Maybe we get a hand on this one.
Let's see what happens. Well, we didn't jump this time. That's good. Ball's down, kicks up, and looks like it split the uprights. Well, 27-12. Troy comes out, takes the opening kickoff of the second half, 65 yards, and opens up a 15-point lead. That's their largest lead of the night. It was
that was their largest
20-6, wasn't it, if I'm not mistaken?
I'll tell you what, and that was for Troy. They should be jacked up. That was a great drive they had right there, and all Colt Bishop.
Yeah, it definitely was. Once again, Alex Warner and Tim Cundiff tonight. Tim doing a fine job filling in for Ty House. Ty's on vacation, has a condo or a timeshare down in Hilton Head. Ty and I'll be back together again, even though some of you maybe don't wish that, but we'll be back together again as we kick off the basketball season on Friday, November 23rd. Lady Wave hosting the Annie Oakley Shootout Classic here at the high school gym. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll have 19 telecasts coming your way of Wave and Lady Wave basketball this year. Not only here on the Wave Channel 5, but also on YouTube. On YouTube, just look up Greenville Public Access TV, Wave Channel 5, and it'll take you right there, link you up with not only tonight's telecast, but you can go back and look at previous ball games we've had over the last year or two. Certainly appreciate you fans and your support. We get a lot of views on those YouTube games. Well, we need to get the momentum back here. A little mojo went out the door and ended up in Troy's lap.
We got some different guys back deep.
Seiler bangs this one deep. This is going to be, who is that? Goldsmith? Jacob Goldsmith.
Jacob Goldsmith.
Ooh, boy, he gets hammered right there about the 21-yard line.
All right, that's the first time I think I've seen him do a return this season.
Where's Marcus? Was he out there?
I didn't see him. Maybe he...
There he is over here.
Okay, he's
getting a helmet repair or something.
Okay, well, next man up. That's good.
No, he's back in there now. All right. Let's see what the Wave do as we try to answer that early touchdown here in the second half.
Well, they're starting off inside their 20.
Yeah, not great field position.
No, not at all. So let's see what they're going to.
Tyler Bikey threw for 144 yards in the first half, including a miracle catch here with a twice-tipped ball that Marcus Wood took down deep in Troy territory. And the first play of the second half was a net loss of about 2, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, he had three 3 guys swarmed him for Troy, had nowhere to go. He's getting up slow. Up.
This will be 2nd and 12 to Ewing. Comes off the sideline here. No, that's not what we want. He's not only our chief running threat tonight, but also has played pretty well at linebacker on defense. Yeah, he's hobbling over here. Well, this will be 2nd, and we'll call it a long 11.
Look at Marcus watch Marcus in the slot.
Yep, going to be a little bubble screen out there. Cut it inside.
There you go.
He got maybe 2 yards out of that. Troy closed that off quickly. Looked like he had a little room there when he first caught it, and then boom.
Yep. They had him in the slot. He took a couple steps back, received that bubble pass, tried to make a move to the inside, but they collapsed in on it. It looks like it was for a loss. You're absolutely right.
Well, this is going to be 3rd and 11 again. We got to get some positive yardage. We've got to get out of this hole a little bit. You don't want to have to kick in from inside your 20-yard line on your first possession.
All right.
Tyler looks over the middle. Now comes outside, and that's oh boy. Well, Troy's come out inspired here to start the second half, haven't they? Both offensively and defensively.
Tell you what, they're covering all of our passes. I like to see that we're getting it in the air, but man, they're all over us tonight.
Well, the ball's at the 17-yard line, and it brings up a 4th and 13. If I'm looking at it right. 4th and 8, excuse me, 4th and 8.
8 from the 18.
And Flannery's back to punt. Well, we need a good snap. I will say this year, we get a low snap.
And a block.
Oh, I am sorry. I even thought that, and it's taken in for a touchdown.
That was not good.
I was just getting ready to say the last year or two, we have had trouble on snaps on punts, and it seemed like every game we got a kick block. And I was just getting ready to say, we haven't this year.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry, fans. That was my bad. I thought us into that situation. Well, the punt's blocked, picked up, and Troy scores, and all of a sudden, what was a 20-12 game is now 33-12, and we've played less than 4 minutes in the second half. And boy, that is about as bad a thing could happen to us at this point in the game as possible.
Here's what's disappointing me: one, they came down and scored in the first drive. Now we gave them a second one here, so. Oh, goodness. That's all right. We got our work cut out for us.
Boy, that hurts.
And, Alex, I didn't see you down there making the play, so I don't think I can't really blame you. I didn't see you.
Oh, I don't know. I've been blamed for a lot of things over 23 years of these telecasts.
Sure, but I don't see you batting the ball around on the ground down there.
I'm not so sure. He sneaked that in. He did.
Yeah, looks like it.
Well, all of a sudden, what was a 8-point game at halftime is now ballooned to 22 points, and we still have 8 minutes left, third quarter. Tim and I'll be back in just a moment here as you watch high school football on Channel 5. Well, that was Garrett Jones who recovered the block kick and took it in unmolested and put his team up by a 34-12 count. And here's Seiler kicking it out deep, and this time it's Marcus Woods. It's the first time Marcus really had a chance to run with the ball.
Here we go.
Look at him avoid tackles, still on his feet, and then wrestled down inside the 20 again. And so second time now, Tim, we've had pretty poor field position to start a drive.
Right, yeah. You know what? We're not having a lot of luck on our returns here tonight. Would like to see Marcus, get a 20. He's averaging almost 20 yards on a return. So, I mean, it's not typical what he's capable of doing.
Hey, Mike mentioned the second half cameraman, or camera person, I should say, is senior Rose Blocker, honored tonight, a senior member of the tennis team. Did I say that right? Yes. Glad to have Rose here.
Congratulations.
Jace Lovett handled the first half, and Rose behind the camera here in the second half. So it's like a tag team,
Hey,
pass it off at halftime. And they both are well fed because they had pizza tonight, right?
It's a combination you can't beat.
That's right. All right, Wave for the second time now have possession. 7:52 to go, and after 2 quick touchdowns, and there's another bad snap and a loss back to the 11. And boy, the wheels right now are starting to fall off the Wave wagon.
In Bikey's defense, it looks like Fry's putting out a low snap. So, but he's an athlete; he should be able to feel that and still make a play.
Well, all of a sudden it is second, and we'll call it 18. The ball back at the 11-yard line. Boy, we had nothing positive happen this first 4 or 5 minutes of this quarter, have we?
There's
Nice
DeMar.
run by DeMar Ewing. That's 4 tough yards right there he picked up.
Kept churning, did a little spin move on the inside. Yeah, he picked up, that was a tough 6-7 yards.
This will be third, and we'll call it 3rd and 13 now. Boy, we can't afford to have to kick this ball away again this quickly without moving the ball down, because if not, they're going to get good field position.
Well, Goldie's into the game, so maybe they're going to put it in the air. I hope they're putting it in the air. I want to see the ball in the air. Let's just get it out there. I want to see him throw the ball.
Tim has called the play. Well, this is 3rd and 13, another low snap, but he feels it cleanly this time.
Good block.
Has room to run. He can run for the first down. Oh, nice stop. Stopped about 3, maybe 4 yards short. And that'll bring up a 4th and 3, 4th and 4, 4th and 4.
I think a 4th and 4. Bikey was rolling out. He saw that he had some room. He tucked it. He did take a hit, a little bit short of the first down.
Are we going to go for it? We went for it earlier in the ball game, but that was out near midfield. Now we're going for it on 4th and 4 at our own 25-yard line. Whoa, this is rolling the dice here. But, hey, I think head coach Aaron Schaefer says, what the heck,
Hey, you know what?
We're down 3 touchdowns. Let's do it.
Tonight's the night.
Tonight's the night. If you're not going to do it and gamble, you're not going to do it.
We're home against the big boys. We're gonna take a chance.
And false start against the Wave. Right tackle jumped that time. And now we're going to punt on 4th and 8. Boy, that's too bad. Didn't even get a chance to get that off. Who was that moved? It was our right tackle. I'm trying to get a number there.
See, that's a 5-yard penalty, and it's one of those little penalties, but it's at the inopportune time.
Yep. Was that number 59? Was that Titan?
I think it was Titan, yeah.
That's too bad. Boy, you got to hand it to Coach Schaefer for going for it on 4th and 4, deep in his own territory. But, you don't want to give it. And there's another low snap. This time we got it out of there. And, hey, we might get a bounce, and it'll end up being a little better than we thought. Rolls dead at the 39-yard line of Troy. So, well, hey, we'll take that, too. That's a 41-yard punt with no return.
I really like the confidence that Schaefer had on for his offense there on 4th down, but mental mistakes like jumping off sides like that.
You folks just joined us. Aaron Schaefer, next week will be his last game as head coach of the Wave as he takes over Dusty Yink's position as Greenville High School athletic director. And so, maybe Coach Schaefer just says, hey, what the heck? Let's do some things maybe that's out of character, and it paid off in the first half. Now we got to stop him here after giving up 2 quick touchdowns here in the second half. Here's Colt Bishop. They have him stop, but, he piles ahead, picks up about 5 yards. 5 yards out of nothing, basically. He is one tough cookie to get down on the ground, didn't he?
Yeah, Damari Ewing in on the tackle on that. Damari, he's having a great game both offense and defensively. Like to see him get in the end zone on the offensive side of the ball here next drive.
They got plenty of time as they go no huddle and have that 25-second clock.
They're going to eat the clock up.
Yeah, there's no rush as far as Troy's concerned. On the other hand, hey, when you're hot, you want to keep going, right?
Right.
They bring Klopfenstein in motion as the lead blocker. They've run that play tonight, and that pops Colt Bishop for another 12, 13-yard gain. When you see number 84, Klopfenstein in motion, and he sets up, he is the lead blocker, and Colt Bishop takes the handoff and just follows him through. And Klopfenstein's a pretty good blocker, good-sized boy.
Absolutely. I think that if it's true that he's going to Notre Dame, they obviously see a big frame and an athlete to build on. So,
that's kind of that same situation as Seiler. Nice shifty run. Maybe picked up another first down. I was thinking of Matt Light. Matt Light in high school, an end, offensive end.
And he's pretty skinny. He wasn't as big as he was when you guys saw him.
But he had the frame, and that's what Purdue saw in Matt Light, the athleticism and a frame you could put weight on. And maybe that's what, if this is true about Notre Dame and Klopfenstein, that's what they see there also.
Absolutely. Ohio's always been a factory for football players.
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me that a school like Notre Dame would come here to look for talent.
Well, this is 2nd and 1. The ball at the Wave 34 with 4:31 left as Seiler went out of bounds. And guess who's got it? And guess who's in the Wave backfield? And look at those moves. And he's going to take it to the house for another 34-yard touchdown run.
He didn't even make any moves. He went right through the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd levels. We got a guy down out there. Is that Damare?
Well, you know what? We we've just been run into a thunderstorm here, didn't we?
I think figurative thunderstorm is what
Yeah,
you're saying, right?
Exactly.
I think we got a Damari Ewing down out there.
Yeah. Well, we'll take time out here as we wait for the Wave player to be assisted to the sideline, and it is 40-12. That's 3 touchdowns in less than 7.5 minutes here, as Jaden Culp Bishop takes it to the house from 35 yards out. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, Damari Ewing helped off the sideline here. Again, the young man had knee surgery last year, and he's gimping out pretty well right now, so hopefully it's nothing too serious. Seiler is going to try the extra point here to put his team up 29 points here. And let's see if they can get a play off here on an extra point. And it is good. Well, 41-12, and that's 21 points unanswered for the Troy Trojans here. And what was a close game at halftime, and Greenville had all the momentum going, is quickly turned around as a result of a couple big plays by young Mr. Culp Bishop, and he's really played well. He's tough.
Yeah, he's tough. You know, I would like to. I wonder where he's going to be at the next level is what I'm really trying to get at.
Okay, we'll test your trivia here.
Okay.
Okay, when you were in school, who was the running back for Troy?
Manson.
No.
What
Ryan Brewer. Ryan Brewer is Mr. Football in Ohio, played for Troy, went on down to South Carolina after being snubbed by Ohio State.
Absolutely.
And then went down and had a tremendous bowl game against Ohio State, scored like 3 touchdowns for South Carolina to defeat the Buckeyes.
That's he's a Lou Holtz guy.
Yep.
That was when Lou Holtz was coaching down there. And Nick Manson, the only reason I remember that guy is because he basically mopped the floor with me that whole game. So I didn't even get a chance to get a piece of Brewer. Nick Manson, he picked me up and put me down about 20 times. I think he went to play at Michigan State, so I had my hands full that night.
Well, Ryan Brewer was tough.
Absolutely.
He's a little harder runner, more physical runner than Colt Bishop. Bishop's real shifty. Brewer had those tremendous thighs. People just hit him and bounce off. It was like trying to tackle a tree trunk, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mr. Football in Ohio back in the late 90s. Well, here we go again, another kickoff. And this is a flag before we even got rolling. False start or illegal procedure against Troy.
They probably got out ahead of the kicker as well.
You know, I'm thinking if I'm head coach Aaron Schaefer and head coach Matt Burbacher of Troy, I'm going to spend a little more time for that last game coming up. Of course, Troy's probably going to be in the playoffs for the game next week on special teams because it has been atrocious on both sides tonight.
Well, I think that you're going to end up having to have your normal practice, and then you're going to stick around and take another half hour of kickoff and punt return and that kind of stuff.
That's got to be what? Let's see, on extra points, at least 5 or 6
it's
penalties.
A half dozen. And
there's been 2 or 3 on, well, Greenville had 2 back-to-back. I bet there have been 9, maybe 10 penalties on kicking situations here tonight. Wow. Mm-hmm. He bangs it out here, and this time it's going to go over here, and it's Goldsmith this time. Yeah, let's see if Jacob, oh boy, he's hammered. Back at the 10, 12-yard line. Tried to, you know, sometimes I think we try to come across the field, and when you got a kick unit that's got a little speed, they're there. So you might as well take it and go ahead and try to get 5, 10 yards straight ahead.
Sure.
Because going across the field, in that case, nothing, or maybe even lost a few yards after he caught it.
Right. And, you know, he hasn't had that many, though. He's had 2 or 3 returns tonight. You've got Troy, who covers kickoffs and punts really well.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, 4:19 left and a 41-12 ball game here. And all of a sudden, Tim, instead of being in this thing, we're almost in danger of looking at that 30-point deficit in the second half, which leads to a running clock, which we don't want.
We get a running clock, we're
dead.
Tough.
Boy, another low snap. That's about 4 low snaps here in the second half, and that's Nathan Fry at center. I don't know what's going on.
We haven't seen
that. Is it still Nathan at center?
I'm looking out there.
Yeah, that's too bad.
60.
I mean,
there he is, number 60. I haven't seen anything like that all season. He's
been pretty consistent, so I don't know if it's just the ball's wet or what. But boy, we've had I know that's 4 low snaps, and that's not counting on the punt.
And it doesn't look like Bikey set up in the pistol any deeper in the backfield, so
No.
I don't think that's the problem either. Maybe he's nursing some sort of hand injury or an elbow injury or something. I don't know.
Well, the clock's running down to 3.5 minutes here in the third quarter, and we just need a positive play. We need to pick up a first down at least, just to
Or we
feel
need-
good about ourselves right now.
Hey, I'll even take something where Troy messes up. How about that? I'll take that all day.
We need another couple tip passes.
I need Troy to not do their jobs for 1 second.
See, and then we mishandle it and have to throw it out here. And, hey, complete, but swarmed under for no gain.
Goldsmith could have made 6 more moves and still would have got
Hammered.
right there at the line of scrimmage.
Is Marcus Woods in there? I'm looking to see if Marcus is he on the sideline.
I don't see his white sleeves. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I don't see Marcus out there right now.
No.
Is Damari back in there at running back?
Yeah, he is.
Wow. The way he came out, I thought we were going to have to put him down. He was really hobbling. That's been a miraculous recovery for number 7. Hey, it's senior night. What the heck? Little pain never stopped him. Okay, Bikey rolls. Has a man out here. That's Alec Fletcher. Are you able to drag it in? Nope.
No.
Out of bounds. Can't tell if he caught it or not.
No.
And he couldn't stay in bounds with it.
Now, I'll tell you what. So we saw Goldsmith do the returns, and now he's in on offense.
Yeah,
as a
so I wonder
receiver,
if Marcus isn't a little shaken up or something.
And do I see him on the sideline there next to Schaefer?
He was earlier. Now, I think that's him standing right beside Coach Schaefer there.
Yep.
Not the 25-yard line?
Mm-hmm.
Well, another fourth down, 4th and 10, 2:28 to go, and nothing good's happened offensively nor defensively here in the second half.
Alex,
has it?
I don't like this. He's standing in the end zone waiting to punt this ball.
Boy,
I don't like
there's a little low again. Boy, they went after him. They're going to call nope, they're not going to call anything.
Nope. No flags.
He got knocked down, but evidently the official said no, incidental contact. And so the ball goes over to Troy inside wave territory. And tell you another score, and all of a sudden Mr. Clock starts to tick-tock without stop.
Let's see if our defense can come up with a nice stop here, get the ball back, and let's get a drive going after.
Tell you, Rose, we need to stop or you're going to have a short second half. Well, the ball's placed at the wave 40, and Troy starts right now, and Seiler at quarterback. I think Troy probably wants to get another touchdown on the board here and
they're handing the call.
Put the nail in the coffin here. I'm not so sure. We haven't got 3 of them in anyhow.
Surprise.
There he is again. Boy, does he get through the line. I tell you, they do a great job up front. Their interior linemen, they make that opening, and boy, he pops right through there, and he's in our secondary before we know what hits us.
Yeah, and it's an unpleasant surprise when he comes through the hole, but it's even worse when Kloffenstein comes through.
Yeah, with the lead block.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that really opens it up. Yeah, they do a lot of that. Here he comes in motion again, so it's coming to the right side. Now he's going to pass. Oh,
somebody.
Somebody pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
No. Yes.
We got it? Then Greenville ball.
I see everybody's going Greenville.
That's a good play in there defensively by one of the Wave players to knock that loose from Braden Seiler, and I think Greenville recovered. Let's see, they haven't said anything yet.
They're getting to the bottom. They're showing
it's
Greenville's
Wave ball. All right, well, hey, there's a break defensively.
56, I think, got that for Greenville.
Well, there's something we needed now. Hey, maybe if we can take advantage of this and put a score on the board, maybe get back in this a little bit.
Was that Colton McCartney that had the 56?
I don't know. I didn't see that. There were people scrambling all over the place out there.
Yeah, well, doesn't matter. Greenville has it.
All right, the ball just outside the Wave 45. Let's see if we can do something with this.
Okay, so we got a break. We'll take a break here. Now we need a
few ticks under 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter. They move it back now to the Wave 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
Jankowski in the backfield.
Yeah, with Landon Eldridge out, Jankowski getting a lot of playing time for a freshman, isn't he?
Yep.
And Damari Ewing is the up back. Gets the handoff, plows in there, and gains maybe a yard.
There's got to be something. I wonder what the story is with Marcus. He's hanging on the sideline. He's one of our big offensive
Well,
weapons.
Marcus has had some back problems here the last few weeks. He's been in my office a few times.
Okay.
He maybe got hammered pretty good there. He's kind of standing there with his hands on his hips.
Yeah, maybe he's standing there gingerly, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Trying to shake things loose a little bit there.
I don't want to see him get cold.
Yeah. Here's Bikey.
Look at Alec. Look at Alec.
He has a man open, and he throws it short.
And it's
Yes!
tipped again. How about that?
Oh, I about jumped through the ceiling, Alex. That was a great catch.
That's the second time now we've had a pass tipped into the hands of a wave receiver, and that gets us all the way down inside the Troy 20. How about
Yeah,
that?
Schaaf reached deep into his hat and pulled out the waggle tip. Haven't seen that play. He's pulled it out twice tonight.
Oh,
so.
wow. Well, this is a first down at the 17-yard line of Troy. A little over a minute to go here in the third quarter. Well, we needed that. Get the break on the fumble recovery and then a tip pass. And there's another ball down. Ewing picks it up and maybe gains a yard out of that. Boy, we've had a lot of loose snaps.
Someone needs to get in there and have a talk with Fry and let him know that these are coming out low.
Well, I'm sure they've talked about it. Now, what is going on here? Clock's still ticking. They haven't started the 25-second clock yet. Boy, they're taking a long time in between plays, aren't they?
Yeah.
The officials, as far as marking it and starting the clock.
Well, they need to be doing it a little bit more timely for us. Not for us, just because they need more timely.
Well, 2nd and 10. At least we got back to the line of scrimmage. Could have been a 5-yard loss. And here's Bikey.
9.
Deep, and that's intercepted. Okay, tried to hit John Butch over here going toward the 10-yard line, and another interception, and that was just a little too high. He tried to drop that in over a defender, and when he did that, he hit it too high for Butch, and they had a safety behind. And, that's too bad.
He may have been better suited to throw that out of bounds. But he didn't have any. He had no pressure on him, I don't think. And unfortunate.
That was just a mistake there in the decision-making process by Tyler Bikey.
Yep.
That's too bad. Well, Troy, with 25 seconds left now, 1st and 10 at the ball's at their 8-yard line. He had that interception throwing high over the middle. Look at Colt Bishop. He just kind of dances through there. And look at him plow ahead. And that's going to be close to another first down.
Yep.
You know what? Could you say 350, 400-yard rushing for this young man tonight?
We're going to see that tonight, I think.
Well, I don't know if we'll see it, because if they score on this possession, they probably will pull him out. And
they got to save him, probably.
Got to save him, yeah. Boy, he's had a tremendous night. We just have not been able to bring him down with any efficiency tonight at all.
Well, and tonight's senior night for Greenville, so I have a feeling that if this does get out of hand, you're going to see a large dose of the seniors out there just kind of having a good time. So we'll see how this goes.
Now this officiating crew's having a little time. They're looking it over to see if they need to bring the chains out. If that was enough for a first down, they're calling it 2nd down. So a little short, and that's 2nd and a short one, 12 seconds. That's probably going to be the last play of the third quarter, and this has been pretty much dominated by the Trojans.
From the very first snap.
Yep. Now there's the first down and more. Look at him plow ahead out to about the 30-yard line. Well, that'll end the third quarter as Colt picks up 12 and another Troy first down. And so at the end of 3, what was a 20-12 game at halftime, 21 unanswered points for Troy, and they have a 41-12 lead as we head into the fourth quarter here at Harmon Field. 12 minutes of GWalk North action remaining here at Harmon Field as the Trojans, with a 21-0 outburst in the third quarter, broke this game wide open and have a 1st and 10 at their own 29 as we start the final quarter of play, and Colt Bishop pounds ahead for maybe 2 or 3. He's going to have 35, 40 carries tonight, isn't he?
I think so, and I'm actually surprised that for the start of the fourth quarter, he's in.
Well, they're probably going to see if they can get one more score and, wrap this up. That young man, he's got to be well over 300 yards tonight.
Yep.
Here he is again. Uh-oh, look at him get outside. Look at the cuts.
Rip that ball.
And finally wrestled down in there. I think that was number 27, Bradley Wynn, that finally got him down, but not before another first down out to the 47-yard line of Greenville.
Man,
Oh, no, excuse me, of Troy.
we have not found the key to stopping this guy.
Yeah, and it's too late now. The key's not going to do us any good.
Right.
How about this?
Oh, Tony ran right past him.
Oh, my. Oh, my. You kidding me? Another 53-yard touchdown run. He just kind of dances through us, and it is now 47-12, and that young man has put on a show for not only the Troy fans, but to be real honest, if you're just a football fan in general, you've really got to appreciate the kind of running he does.
I would tend to agree with that. I'd love to have that guy on my team. I think that he's gonna end up being highlighted on the news tonight, man.
I would think so.
He's running all over the place.
Goodness. Well, 47-12, and there's your 30-point margin, and this will be a running clock from here on out.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, that means 3 of the 4 GWAC games we played this year have ended up with running clocks. Just passed along here, 399 yards rushing tonight for Jaden Culp Bishop. Wow. 399. And that's his third touchdown run of over 50 yards.
Yep.
Well, Seiler bangs it through, and it's 48-12. And, again, if people would just be tuning in, they think, well, it's been a blowout. Folks, it wasn't.
It was
It's
not.
a good ball game, 20-12 at halftime. And it's just been a complete momentum shift here in the second half.
Did Troy show us their C game in the first half?
I'm not sure what they showed us, but they certainly came out with their A game.
Absolutely.
Here in the second half. Reminder, this is our last telecast of Green Wave football here for the 2018 season as the Wave go on the road up to Sydney next week. And we want to thank Athletic Director Dusty Yingst and his staff, Kevin Jenkinson, the press box manager up here, Mike Kohler, the PA announcer, and Chris Ward, Bobby Miller on the stats. Everybody that makes these telecasts possible, and hopefully you folks enjoy them out there. We would not be able to bring them your way without the cooperation of all these good people. And then especially, again, thanking Mrs. Lori Hoover from the Interactive Media Group at Greenville High School for making these telecasts possible on not only the Wave Channel 5 on Greenville Public Access TV as well as YouTube, but then also really a big thank you to Rose Blocker, Jace Lovett, because they have done great work this year for us on the camera. So a lot of things go into these telecasts, but it sure is nice to be up in a nice warm press box tonight on a cool, well, not quite so breezy, but a cool, rainy night out there, off and on rain.
You can tell it's October now.
You can tell it's October. It's football time.
That's football.
And you know what's hard to believe? 2 weeks from now is the first round of playoffs.
Absolutely.
And I think this Troy Ball Club is going to be involved in that.
You know, I think I'd like to see if Troy's going to bring this kind of talent and this kind of game to the playoffs. You know, I'd like to see how well they do.
Well, the clock's running now, even before he kicks it off, and it's fielded back there by Butcher. I thought he fielded it, picked it up, in trouble, get down the sideline, knocked out of bounds, and so we start to hold again on the running clock. The only time the clock will stop is change of possession or injury or a timeout.
And I'm looking out here at Greenville. They're huddling up. Reading the body language, Alex.
Well, they've just been destroyed here in the second half.
Yeah, these guys are going to need to kind of pull themselves together here and make sure they not hurt themselves. If they're not out there still playing hard, that's where you see an injury. I just hope these guys are going to keep their heads up and finish this game out.
48-12, the official wind the clock here, and this will be a short fourth quarter time-wise.
What do you think?
Well, I think that let's get out of here without anybody getting hurt. Let's see if we can get something positive right here at the end. I don't know. I'll have to take a look, see if Troy's sub some in the defensive unit or not. Looks like most of the same numbers out there, right?
Yeah, they're still playing the big boys.
Got to remember that tomorrow then there'll be a JV contest over at Troy at Memorial Stadium.
Alex, when I as a varsity player, as a sophomore, I made my first varsity tackle at Memorial Stadium on a kickoff.
Good memories.
It was great. It was one of the greatest things as a football player to happen as a sophomore. It was great.
Great. Good memories that way. This is Ewing. Hey, he's got a little room
There we
out there.
go.
Almost looked like a face mask in there. Well, evidently they didn't see it because that's a first down for the green and white. As the clock continues to roll, we're down to 9:40 here in the night's contest. Isn't it funny how you can think back at different things that happened to you during your high school career that really still stand out?
I'd love to bring up, there's a fella, Rob Winter. He's a Green Wave great from the
Hall
90s.
of Famer.
Hall of Famer. Two-sport athlete, did track and field for the Wave. But I can remember actually all the way back to junior high. On a halfback pass, I hit Winter deep for about 30 yards for a score, and that's when Tom Kakowski was coaching us in 7th grade. So I can remember way back to those kind of things, man. And that was against Troy at the Memorial Stadium, at the old stadium.
The old stadium.
Gosh, now everybody knows how old I am.
There you go. And the scoreboard went out. How about that? No, that's back on. Somebody pulled the scoreboard plug. It's back. It's like had a power surge there for just a second.
Hopefully no one got hurt.
That's what you call a non-running clock.
Yep.
The second half.
That's what Greenville needed right there.
Well, now what are we doing? What's happening? Now the clock stopped. They're going to have to change it because the official at the time is kept on the field. And they say, hey, you know what? 1 second's not going to make too much difference in a 36-point ball game right now. So
I think we got another Green Wave legend down there handling the clock. I think that's Eric Fellers down there.
He said, I got to get home. I want to watch the Brewers and the Dodgers tonight, man. All right, this is 2nd and 10 at the Wave 25. Bikey rolls. Hey, there we go.
Come on, Tony.
That's Tony Sells with it. It's going to be run out of bounds and thrown down here. They finally blew the whistle. I'm surprised it's kind of a late whistle. Got roughed up a little bit, I thought. Well, where's the ball spot? It looks like about the 27. So it's going to be about a 2nd and 8, maybe? We'll see.
Tony's one of those tough guys. You know, you're going to have to.
Is he?
Yeah, you're going to have to hit him with a bat and bring him down.
Yeah, Tim does some substitute teaching out to high school, so you know these kids.
And I do
in the classroom and out in the community anyhow.
Diamonds.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I see these guys around at the baseball diamonds, and when I'm substituting out to the high school, I get to shoot the breeze and ask them how they're doing. So.
Well, again, it's a running clock here with this 36-point deficit, and yeah.
It's an interesting perspective to see these guys on the football field compared to the baseball field. Down at the baseball field, it's a little bit more relaxed. You're able to kind of see each other and talk to each other in the game, in between innings. Here on the football field, I don't get a chance to interact with the guys very much.
Well, the clock has stopped. I'm not sure what the discussion is over there. The official, the head referee is Jim Bobo tonight, and he's talking it over with two of his compatriots, and I'm not sure exactly what the call is. I know this was a late whistle. Tony, I thought got knocked out of bounds, and then about 3 or 4 of them threw him to the ground later on. Personal foul? Okay, I wondered about that because it looked like the play was over, and then the next thing you know, he's getting thrown to the ground. So.
And I can appreciate the officials taking a moment to discuss this. They're not just making something up right off the cuff.
Yeah, that moves the ball out now to the Greenville 42-yard line. How about that?
Hey, we'll take those yards any way we can get them.
It'd be nice to put another score on the board. That'd stop the running clock, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Now look, they still got Sam Jackson still in the game for Troy.
Yeah, Troy hadn't subbed a whole lot now. Maybe a few people, the big heavies up front.
Big Blake Burton still out there.
Yeah, he bangs ahead for maybe 5 yards, maybe 4.
It looks like you got about 4. Oh, that's 5.
Just watching time melt away. We're down to 7 minutes here. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the story is on Marcus Wood. He hasn't been back in the ball game here for the last, almost the last quarter, has he?
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
Ever since the kickoff.
Yeah, he got banged up several times tonight. Probably just a sore young man. This is Ewing up the middle again. Hey, he gets about 4 and bring up about a 3rd and maybe a long one, short 2.
I think we can pick up this next first down. Alex, look, that's 3rd and short.
Hey, if nothing else, if we keep possession of the ball, that's going to keep Mr. Colt Bishop from going over the 400-yard mark. 399 yards rushing.
We haven't been run like that in a while. No one's run on us like that.
Well, a couple of years ago, we had the Ravion Hargrove, I think, from Trotwood Madison went crazy on us.
Oh, yeah.
He's not the size of Colt Bishop and a lot faster, but I tell you what, this Colt Bishop's pretty shifty.
Uh-oh, we got a helmet off.
Yeah, helmet pops out of there. Hopefully there's not a head in it.
No. Looks like it's a green wave helmet.
That's going to be tomorrow. You'll have to come out with the helmet popped off. So that's a big 4th down. Oh, we're going to go for it. What the heck, right?
Hey, let's do it. Hand it to that freshman.
Yeah, let's see how Mr. Jankowski does. Let's see. Owen Jankowski, number 33 in there.
Now, if I was a senior, I'd step right up to Jankowski, grab him by the face mask, and say, when we hand this ball to you, you run it up the middle as hard as you can.
Well, Connor Mills checks in the running back. He's a sophomore, number 23.
He played varsity baseball, few innings of varsity baseball as a freshman.
That's Kyle Mills' brother, right?
That's exactly right.
Kyle had a good year as a senior baseball-wise, didn't he?
He sure did. He wound up at the Lake Campus, Wright State, playing ball.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got another brother, Grady Looker, that's young. We'll see him in a few years.
Well, here's Connor Mills. See if he can pick up the first down. Nope, going to be dropped about 2 yards short. And so change of possession, gives it back over to Troy. And surely Troy will not bring in their first team offensive unit.
I'm looking out there.
Unless they know how close the Colt Bishop is to the 400-yard mark. They're going to give him the ball one more time? I don't see
looks
him.
like number 13's going to be running the offense. 34 is going to be
so
in the backfield. Let's see who these guys are.
Troy's got their second team in. Oh, that's good on Matt Burbacher's part.
Owen Davis, 13, he's going to be your quarterback. And 34 in the backfield, your running back is Carlos Quintero.
What year is he?
Quintero's he's a junior. And Owen Davis is a sophomore.
Well, I tell you what, Quintero just busted ahead for about a nice 5-yard gain.
And that's against our number 1D.
Clock continues to run here. And again, this is a running clock situation.
This must be their JVs because everybody's staring at the sidelines trying to figure out what the call is.
Well, and they're also taking time off the clock.
Yeah.
Be down at 10 seconds here on the 25-second clock. They're going to get it underway in plenty of time here. Quintero tries it again. Uh-oh, and he's going to pick up a first down and more. Nice run. Boy, almost a 14, 15-yard run.
Did you see that big tight end, Ben Merritt, in motion for Troy? That's the first time I've seen him tonight. That guy, he's 6 foot, 211 pounds. He looks like he's a lot bigger than that out on the field.
Let that clock run as much as they can before they run their next play.
Well, 1st and 10 at the Wave 31-yard line is Troy's second team offense. Now, we've got some kids in there on defense now, too, that aren't in that first unit. Try to get some numbers here for you. Number 32 in there, for example, is Brennan Seifring. Try to pick up some other numbers here for some of these kids. Fake the pass, a handoff inside. Swarmed under there, but not before a gain of about another 7 yards.
I can't tell. There's just too many guys but we'll take that. They're short of the first.
Jankowski's in there in the 82.
That's
Ethan Flannery's in there playing some defense. Ethan Saylor's in there. So we don't have too many kids in there that haven't already been in the ball game.
And Bikey's still out in the corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we have our quarterback in there in the end of the ball game playing defensive back.
Probably to keep this under 50.
Well, I don't know about that.
So they might be trying to keep it under 50. Hey, and everybody, I want everyone out there to know that I'm a Greenville. Oh, here we go. Pick it up. Go to the end zone.
All right, it's going to be Greenville ball.
I want everyone to know that I'm a big-time Greenville fan, so I love these guys out here. I want them to do well, and I just get disappointed once in a while, Alex.
Right.
You know, it's frustrating.
Yeah, it is. Well, with 2.5 minutes left, the turnover goes back to the green and white, and probably the last possession of this ball game.
And
Greenville sets up shop at the 40-yard line.
And I wouldn't be so critical if I didn't know some of these guys.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because
you want them to do well.
What I say on the radio, I would probably say right to their. I would say it right to their face, not probably. So, and those guys would take that constructive criticism well. A lot of these guys do.
Here is kind of an upset. Fairmont, who was having a great year, played at winless Centerville tonight, and the final score was Centerville 17, Fairmont nothing. That's a huge upset. That's a friend of mine, like I said, coaches down there, and oh my.
I'm sure the computers are exploding right now.
Yes, because Fairmont having a great season and we're expected to dominate a winless Centerville ball club and get shut out. They scored 44 points against Wayne last week and then get shut out by Centerville? Wow.
Wow. Any given Friday.
Yeah, that's right. And that really hurts because Fairmont, that's a big rivalry with Centerville. There's no love lost between those two schools nor those two communities anymore.
Absolutely not.
We got Noah Frazee in at quarterback right now. And we'll try to pick up who the running backs are. I think Jankowski's got the lead block, and this is number 23, Connor Mills again. He's slung to the ground. Was that Jackson in there yet?
He's still in.
Was it?
No, he's not. No, 5's out of the game.
Okay.
They took 5 out. They took.
Okay, well, I would hope so.
That was 55, I think.
55, okay. Less than a minute and a half to go now. 48-12, and this is Noah Frazee, a sophomore quarterback in there. We have quite a few kids in there, and we'll try to get as many numbers and names as we can. Noah's going to throw it. Has a man, has a completed pass. Number 25 for the Wave.
That's I think it was 26.
Was it 26?
That's Caleb Browder.
Caleb Browder. That's right, because Hayden Sharp's 25.
Hayden's hurt tonight.
Well, I'm glad to see Caleb Browder is a senior, catch a pass there in his last home game.
Oh, I'm sure he's loving that.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure that Frazee's loving having a completion in varsity play tonight too.
Yeah, Frazee rolls out.
Wow, he seems really calm in the pocket. Okay.
Threw it away. Good.
He seems pretty calm in the pocket, doesn't he, Alex?
Yeah. Well, that's what you want. You got to have your backup quarterback because you're just one play away from being your first team quarterback, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. That's on every single team.
On every single team. Just ask the Philadelphia Eagles last year, right? They lose Carson Wentz. Boom, Nick Foles steps in. Next thing you know, Super Bowl champions, right?
There you go. And raises his value just by stepping in for a guy that's injured. Well, I think, in my opinion, the best position to play in football is backup kicker.
Yeah.
Backup kicker. Backup kicker is possibly one of the best positions you could get.
You don't take any heat until you have to come in, and then you miss an extra point that costs your team the game.
That's about right. And, you know.
But I mentioned number 38 is Josiah Grisey comes in. Let's see who else we have out here. Number 19 is Braden Cattell. He's a senior.
Yep, here our seniors are coming out to play now.
That was on a 4th down, so change of possession. This will be the last play of the game right here.
Quintero.
Yeah. And that'll wrap things up. So your final score tonight on senior night in a game that the final score is not indicative of how well that was played in the first half.
No, it's a tale of two halves.
Tale of two halves. Troy goes home with a 48-12 record and clinches at least a tie of the GWOC North this year. We'll be back in just a minute and have some final post-game thoughts here on the Wave, Channel 5. 48-12, your final score here tonight as Troy's Trojans go home with an 8-1 record, 4-0 in the GWOC North, and the Wave fall to 0-4 in GWOC North play and see their season mark go to 3-6. And Tim, this is a game 48-12, and if you weren't here to see that first half, you think it was just a blowout, and it certainly wasn't.
It was not. This is not how we want senior night to end for the Wave, but first half, we played with them for the whole first half, 20-12. Wave was down at the half, and then second half,
it all broke loose.
They blew the top off of
They
it.
scored 3 touchdowns in a matter of about 5 minutes. A long run by, of course, who else? Jaden Culp Bishop, and then a block punt, and that really put the nail in the coffin, and the party was on if you were a Troy fan.
Something happened at halftime, and Burbacher got into Troy, and those guys came
Well,
out.
Jaden Culp Bishop, as we mentioned earlier, 8 carries, 399 yards, 6 touchdowns tonight for the senior running back, and probably one of the best individual performances we've seen here at Harmon Field in quite a while.
I would say, if not in the not in the southwest part of Ohio, the entire state of Ohio tonight, that guy probably.
And Troy, Greenville had 36 rushes for 50 yards, so they shut our ground game down. Landon Eldridge not able to play tonight, and that hurt big time. Tyler Bikey, 12 of 22 passing. He was 15 of 22 passing. That's what I should have said. 196 yards that way. Marcus Woods didn't play much that last quarter. Probably got hurt in there. 8 receptions, 126 yards. And, the kids played so well in the first half, and then to come out and just have things blow up in your face in the second half. And that's kind of been the story of the year.
Tell you what, I know it's a loss for the Wave, but we got a few things we can hang our hats on. Bikey had a heck of a game passing tonight. Our defense, we looked good in the first half against Troy. So, I mean, it's not all negatives. That second half, I'd like to throw that away and play that first half.
Let's just watch the tape of the first half of this contest tonight. Well, anyhow, glad that you folks could join us here tonight. Tim, a privilege working with you, buddy.
Hey, thank you so much.
You did great filling in for Ty House. Anyhow, on behalf of Jace Lovett and Rose Blocker, did another fine job on the camera. This concludes our telecast season of the Green Wave football campaign here in the 2018 season. We'll be back later on this year here on the Wave Channel 5 as well as on YouTube as we start a 19-game schedule of Wave and Lady Wave basketball. Once again, in a contest that just ended up 48-12, a game that was 20-12 at halftime, Troy's Trojans go home with the victory. So on behalf of everybody here at GPAT Channel 5, good night, everybody, and thanks for watching.